uh, yeah, hello. Welcome to the first stream of the week, because I've been pretty lazy lately. Um, we're still waiting on someone to join the VC, and I mean, fucking anxiety attack trying to figure out where the fuck they're at. Um, so, yeah, this is episode 10 now of my first ever campaign that I'm DMing. Um, fuck. There's 2 months, 2 sessions, 2 months and 2 weeks. Damn, it's already been 2 months since I first started. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Um, yeah. So I will go over the recap as soon as I finish doing my cringy intro. But just a quick piece. The last thing that happened was Argo died, which was very difficult to process because he was one of my favorite characters ever made. And everyone headed to Ravensmith Hollow, where they're currently residing.
8 months next to each other. Within that, you have demon.
Oh right,
Yep.
yeah. No, I think I've seen that.
Cringe intro has been completed.
Ah, the crintro is done.
It's like my sanity, man.
And since today is the 1st of June, for those watching, happy Pride Month.
Happy
Yes.
Pride Month.
I
Happy
forgot
month
that this
of
was
the
being streamed.
gays.
I forget every time. Yes. Do the pride thing.
Yeah, before we get into the recap, we gotta talk about our sponsors today.
Yeah. Read
What
Shadow
sponsors?
Legends.
Our sponsors is ourselves, because we're
Yeah.
nerds.
No,
Yeah.
the sponsor is Raid Shadow Legends. I'm
Now,
willing
if
to
you've
pay
been living
millions
under a rock
just
for the
to
last,
be here.
if you've been living under a rock for the last 4 years and you've never heard of Raid Shadow Legends, get a fucking lot now. Jokes aside, I will handle the recap since one, Freddy is not here and he missed part of the session, and two, I want to describe the recap. Someone find me Freddy. Anyway, so last session was what was the second session of the siege arc, which I intended to last twice as long. You guys,
3 times as long.
yes, which you guys managed to sonic boom through.
Yes.
Amazon, piss off. You're fucking emailing me. And they killed a mildly powerful necromancer from Varus's past.
In 2 turns.
Yes,
In 2 turns.
in 2 turns. Where and a turtle turned into a gold dragon.
Yes.
The the team who was dealing with crowd control in the main battlefield, two of them end up taking a rest while Argo and a summoned fey creature was holding off the surmounting amount of forces against them, as the gravesite team was heading over to the chasm. When then there was also the fight between Silas and Giles. It sadly ended a lot quicker than we expected. And, well, Silas died a pretty gruesome death too. Being dropped 45 feet out of the sky. Not long after, Argo, Ruel, Lincano, I think Lincano helped, and the rest of the party took down Giles, despite the power within his sword he had. Though, much to their surprise, the leader of the Red Hand faction chose to show his face. Drago Red Hand solemnly walked across the battlefield up to the party, who thought they were finally in the clear. Oh, but how wrong they were. Especially when Drago had such an intimidating presence, and it caused everyone to want to flee.
Including the emotionless war machine.
Hmm.
Who, doesn't process fear.
Yes. And because of that, the party had no choice but to run. The only person who stayed behind to hold off this powerful enemy was the war machine Argo. Because luckily for him, Protocol 3, protecting all friends and family, overrides any form of fear he may or may not feel. And it was the only thing he had for him to push past that fear. To go beyond, not plus ultra. Fuck that.
To go even further beyond.
Beyond your limits! Black Clover be like.
Oh no.
And sadly Argo was slain. It was very upsetting. I have somewhat emotionally recovered.
I have not.
Ah! Emotional support session.
Your weekly emotional support session.
The chaotic energy of us combined is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And not long
It's
after.
because of this month. This month gives you power. You know. Yeah.
And the party, wouldn't say fled, but managed to tactfully retreat to Lincana and Ruel's home, Ravensmith Hollow, and more specifically, their manor. Ravensmith Manor. Very creative with naming.
Yes.
And
Names go brr.
Kiri needed some time to process what happened to Silas, so she's training in the courtyard. Estrella was taken to Argo's old room and training room to be given to her specifically for however long she needs. Silas was placed in a room with
There's a reason behind this. I promise.
basically only a room that Ruel, the servants, and Lincano know about. And their servants are currently conducting investigation on the body and the weapon that he came with, which would be that sword that Garls was wielding. Varus is talking to himself like he's a lunatic. Scooter is doing old man Scooter things. And I can't remember what Noxus is doing.
Noxus just left the room where the two people who own the house were having a little bit of a, not an argument, but like a
minor domestic about
yeah
the pocket watch.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry.
Where the fuck is Freddy? I kind of need Freddy to continue. So before we jump immediately into the session, I did forget to mention everyone does go to level 18.
Oh, damn. Okay. Okay, well, I'll level up right now.
Yes, I was going to mention that last session, but I thought, nah, I'm going to just lead you on.
Character builder.
I'm guessing that for Lincarno and Ruel, they do not level up.
Yeah, nor
Wait until
does
they catch up.
nor does Estrella, because Estrella is still a level
Ooh,
ahead
we
of the
get
party.
another Ultra
Because yeah, the way I'm working is if their level's ahead, they don't level up until the party is on par with their level. Because that makes sense to me. Where the fuck is Freddy? I am going to commit genocide.
Don't say that on stream.
He can say whatever he wants on stream. If he wants to get banned, that's his problem.
I've said worse things.
What's which site?
I mean, I play a role-playing game where I casually stream and talk about committing war crimes. I'm sure it's fine. All in character, obviously. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Which site is a very interesting ability,
Yes, it is.
and I might be taking that.
Then you are going to have a field trip when you see Airline.
Yeah.
When I see what?
Don't worry. Slip of the tongue.
Butter potatoes.
I really,
lucky I was thinking
I
about what
generally
spells to
cannot
pick.
continue without Freddy.
Ah,
Yeah,
Well.
this next key part requires Freddy to be here
well then.
because it's some heavy lore dumping.
I'll give some advice to anyone who's watching that's not us, to boost the numbers.
Yeah.
Don't ever do JavaScript development and have to include promises. Don't do that. It's suffering, it's pain, and it will make you want to hate everything and kill everything. It's just how it works. Just don't do it. It's a bad idea.
Actually, I have a better idea. Hold on.
I just sent Freddy another DM. Because
I
he was
don't
messaging me
get
fine
extra-
earlier. That's the confusing bit. He's messaging me
I
fine
don't get
earlier.
any more spells. Cringe.
Right. Anyway, shit. How do I continue this then? Without... You know what? I'm going to go and check on Astraya. Oh, sorry, Linkana's gonna go check on Astraya. I'm assuming everyone's on Owlbear, right? Yes.
Yes.
Sweet. Astraya, you hear a knock at the at the door.
Is going to look towards the door and go, "Who is it?"
It's me, Linkano.
She's going to let out a heavy sign, say, "Come in," and when the door is opened, she is holding her, let me see which weapon, her rapier, and it is currently stabbed through the neck of one of the training dummies.
I see you've been training hard.
Well, better letting it out on things that can't move than holding it up inside until I burst at someone that doesn't deserve it.
That is very true. Do you wish to have a talk about how you feel?
She's going to let out a sigh, pull her rapier out of the neck of the dummy, and put it in its holder. Look at Lincarno and go, as she crosses her arms, she's going to look at him and say, "What is there to say? He did his Protocol 3, protect friends. There was no way I could step in and help. The only thing I could have done was grant his final wish and make sure everyone else got out safe."
What I mean is, do you want to talk about all the happy things with Argo, the memories? Holding on to the sadness of what's happened only makes it hurt that bit more. And you know what happens with anger and self-control.
She's going to give a slight nod and go, "It was amazing. You should have seen our adventures. Traveling across the multiverse. That dragon we took on. It was fun. No one can replace him. He's my best friend. I've never trusted anyone else the way I trust him. Ever.
Well, everyone's resting up a little bit before we eat and talk over some finer details. Do you want to go back and fetch what remains?
I would like that. Especially with the emblem on his back.
Yes, that is important. He's then going to click his fingers, and a kind of astral projected clock face shows on the wall, and it's clock hands, and they go counterclockwise from each other, creating a doorway to the chasm.
Estrada's going to look at Lincarno and go, "Are you going to, or just me?"
I will go with you. I doubt it's going to be safe.
She's going to nod and then look at the doorway, then back at him and go, "Does Ruel know you're leaving?"
It won't matter. She can contact me regardless.
You sure the other people won't burn down your house while you're gone? With just Ruel watching?
Ruel is more likely to burn down the house than they are.
Hey!
Estrada's going to chuckle and go, "Alright then, let's go."
He's gonna get stabbed.
He's not. Anyway, yeah, so he'll walk through the door. He'll concentrate to keep it open as well. When you walk through... Oh, sorry, you say.
I was gonna say, Estrada's just going to slowly step through and look around as soon as she gets through, just to make sure it's a safe place that they have entered through.
As far as you can tell, it's pretty desolate in the chasm. You can see a pile of the remains of Argo. Some bits of him completely intact but heavily dented and scratched, and the rest completely shattered.
Estrada is going to walk over to Argo's remains, get down on one knee as she puts a hand on part of his metal and go, "You were my best friend. No one can replace you. Thank you for being there for me, my friend."
As you say that, the head is fully intact, just with some deep dents. What was, his amber eyes that would normally glow, as his way of showing emotion of sorts, flicker.
Estrada is going to sigh, and she's gonna pick up the head, look at it, and go, "Thank you, my friend. Hopefully, no one will forget you. You deserve to be remembered."
The other pieces of him that are fully intact would be his backplate, which had the mark, and in the entirety of his left arm. Everything else is completely destroyed. His chest piece carved in half. There's cables and wiring and circuitry everywhere. But the only pieces that are still fully intact is the arm, the backplate, the left arm, the backplate, and the head. And obviously when you're holding the head, there's cables dangling from where the neck would be.
She is then going to pick up the left arm and the back plate, and she is going to slide off her backpack and carefully lay them in on top of everything before she looks at the rest of his remains. And she's just going to stare as a tear silently rolls down her face and drops from the tip of her chin into the ground.
A solemn hand rests on your shoulder as Lancano stands next to you. It's
She's gonna look up
unfortunate.
at... It is.
unfortunately we can't salvage what's left. But those bits you've got that are still intact, we could still try and work on. I'm not the best with machinery beyond clocks, but I might be able to try something.
Right. If only his creator was still around, we could have probably asked him for help.
It is sad that Paradoxia passed, but age catches to everyone eventually.
Yeah.
We should head back quickly, just in case.
Question. Would any of his weapons be there so that way she could take those back?
The glaive, the folding glaive, is there. The sword of Cass is gone. Completely gone.
She's going to pick up his glaive and then look at Lincarno and go, the sword of Cass is missing.
That could mean one of many things. Either he has somehow returned some power and has reobtained the weapon made to destroy him, or Drago has got his hands on it.
All I know is that sword is not good in the wrong hands.
Too true. Too true.
She is going to put her backpack back on her shoulder, and she is holding his glaive. She's gonna look at Lincarno and go, we should probably get back before they find out we're gone.
Yes, and as you say, as they say that, you start hearing the rumbling of footsteps approaching the chasm.
She's going to glance at the direction she believes she hears the footsteps, then look back at Lincarno and go, that cannot be good, and I am not mentally stable enough to fight.
Yes.
We should
Let's go. I'll cause a distraction, then I'll walk through. You go now. And
She's gonna go.
And to cause a distraction, let's see, what can Lincarno do?
Summon God. Twice.
He's going to summon a construct. Using this unsalvaged remains of Argo, he's going to summon a clockwork construct as a distraction. And he then heads through the door and closes it off.
Estrella is setting the folding glaive down on one of the areas that there is to hold stuff in the room, and she's just going to stare at it before she slides her backpack off her shoulder and pulls out the remains of Argo that they salvaged. And she's going to set those on top of the glaive.
I will contact the finest artificers in our humble home and see what they can do.
She's going to nod slightly as she just looks at his remains. He was my best friend. It's gonna be so much more different without him.
Undoubtedly. And he's then going to walk out the room to leave Estrella in peace.
That's it.
What is everyone else up to?
Noxus is probably going to be Well, actually, no, because Kiri's told her specifically to leave her alone. I remember
Yeah.
that right. Ah, hmm. I don't know. Noxus is probably just chilling in her room then. Just whichever room she was assigned to. Probably made a tea or something. You know. Not doing much because her job is kind of being impeded by direct orders.
Mhm.
Question. This room, is it? It's on the ground floor, right?
Yeah.
Which one? Where?
Is there a window?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me laser
Okay.
point the window.
I
One
was trying to
second.
find where you were gesturing. Oh yeah.
That's the
Uh,
window. Yeah, that's ground
never-
floor,
That's
first
the
floor,
window.
yeah. That's the window.
Okay. So from that window, definitely couldn't see the courtyard area.
Correct.
What's this room?
Huh?
Um,
Haven't really got much decided for this all yet.
Uh-huh.
Might think of something. Not sure. For now,
But that's a window there, right?
yeah.
As well.
For now, we'll just say it's a room for any form of religious activities, if that's what you do.
Hmm. I see.
Or, contacting anyone of a higher plane.
Interesting.
Warlock, contacting patron.
Yeah. 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 I kind of got that vibe.
really interesting.
But I mean, because Kiri is there, right, in the courtyard,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking Noxus probably, even though she's been told to, like, to leave her alone, she would definitely still be trying, like, at least keeping an eye on her to make sure she's not like dead. So I was thinking, because this is a window right here, she could probably see if she was sort of sitting here, she could probably see out of the window diagonally to see where Kiri is. So,
Mhm.
oh, I accidentally resized the token by accident. I'm very smart. Yeah. I would imagine that that's possible, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably where she would be, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I question if this room is if she's in this room, does she know that its purpose is to contact a higher
I
plane?
feel like, based on its design on the inside of it, it's kind of obvious.
Kind of obvious. Okay.
It's very much neutral in terms of general
Essentially, it's
delineation.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
But
it's got like the symbols for like a whole bunch of different gods and stuff,
yes,
right? Yeah. So it's like the main church in Skyrim in Solitude, or where they've got like every
Yeah.
single one of the gods represented there instead of just one. Okay.
of a
Okay.
sort.
But obviously smaller because it's not a building dedicated to just
Yeah.
worship. Yeah. Okay. Does she have anything she wants to ask her patron? Oh yeah. Yeah. The language, but like
You were told it's from another world that Morel comes from.
yeah. Yeah. which means that there's probably nothing much that the patron can really do, unless the patron has the ability to get to that other world just to learn that language, which is a bit dumb and probably wouldn't do at the command of their of a warlock. They
Yeah.
would do that if they were wanting to do that, but nothing else.
Yeah.
So,
You could inquire why search for Ruel. When you remember.
oh yes, I forgot about that because a lot of things happened in between. But yes, I remember that now. Okay,
Inquire about that.
that is definitely. You see, I wouldn't. I forgot. That's on me. But Noxus wouldn't have forgotten because she has the keen mind feat, and it happened within the last month. So, yes. Noxus is going to probably. How does this mechanism work? Like, is it just like a prayer or something? Is it?
Whatever you
it like
think. Whatever you think. That's like however you think what Noxus would do, like what Noxus would do to contact the patron. Like
Okay.
it could be like, you know, how they meditate in Star Wars in a special, you know, runed circle, for example. I don't know.
Yeah.
However you think makes sense.
I'm just
for
saying because
Noxus.
like I don't have the unless I do. I'm just double checking because I don't. I was thinking of taking the spell that allows you to contact other planes, but I don't know if I actually did take it. No, I didn't. Okay. She definitely gets the impression that this place is like, I guess, got extra magic that allows for this kind of communication. Or
Sorry, say that again.
does this place give off the vibe that allows for that? Or I guess I should roll a check for it if this place has a I don't know, a sense that you can actually just contact some other place without.
I feel it would come obvious as it is a place to contact a god, deity, or a being of a higher plane of existence, like a patron.
Okay. So it would be obvious then.
Yeah.
Cool. In that case, is there a table or something anywhere in this room?
There's some stone benches, but no table.
Okay. I assume that where I placed Noxus is one of the stone benches. That's kind of what I assumed. Yeah. Okay. So Noxus will place her genie bottle on the bench, sort of next to her, and still working out how exactly she would do this, but yeah, I think she's just gonna say,
She's placing the genie bottle on the bench, and is she saying anything, or is it just?
yeah,
that?
she's gonna say, I know you're listening. Why Ruel?
Silence. And then in your mindscape, you see nothing but fire surrounding you.
Epic.
And a figure walks towards you, what you can assume to be your patron. You sent me an image of what they look like. I can't find it.
I will look for that image again.
Yes, but yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's going to be approaching you. And what you hear is no worries. What you hear from your patron is, Ruel, has a connection to the fire plane. She is the catalyst of bringing me to the material plane. She is needed so you can bring me here to officially restore me to my full power. After all, you've only been able to help contain it and feed it over time, with hexing bloodlines and killing those I request of you. She is a catalyst to bringing me here to the material plane. Ruel will be able to bring me to you, and you to my full power, for my real return.
I see. That makes more sense than I thought it would. But why specifically her? She doesn't seem like the type to do it.
There are no other mages or magicians in the material plane who are able to reach the fire plane with such ease and temperament without being consumed by my flames. She can walk freely in the plane, unharmed and unfazed. She is the only one with the strength capable of reaching what remains of my fragmented soul.
I see. And how would I convince her?
That is for you to find out for yourself. And the flames and the patron disappear in an ashy kind of dust.
Does the dust like actually appear in where I am? Or is it...
So to you, it's appearing like kind of like a
Oh, okay.
like a like an illusion. It's there, but it's not.
Right.
So
Got
you
it.
see it, but no one else would.
Interesting.
And that brings you back to your full consciousness while you're leaning on your knees in front of the lamp.
Sorry, you just cut off like a lot. There. Can you say that again? I didn't hear you.
But what was the last thing you heard me say?
And that.
That would bring you back to your full consciousness.
Oh, yes. Great. She's gonna continue, I guess, sipping her tea, watching to make sure that Kiri's not dead, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's got really anything else pressing that she needs to do right now, so yeah, that's all she's gonna do.
Alright. Now, we will pan over to Rarus, because, whilst I remember, he was talking to himself like a psychopath.
But in reality, he's actually talking to three people that they still can't see.
Yes.
I have a question. Is
How
there
are
a
you failing the
chance to
checks?
make that check again?
Well, I
You can
feel
make,
like
you can, if you thought, like, if you see Varus talking to himself, and you have the impression it's the same as the first time I asked you roll, then by all means you can definitely do it.
Okay, so the first check was just like random chance to see if you just appear in front of you.
Yeah.
But you can make subsequent checks if you feel like maybe it's not just madness.
Yes.
Maybe it's
maybe
Maybelline.
he's not just losing his mind. And Freddy is
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
I'm so
Hey,
so sorry.
welcome.
I'll be honest. I thought it was Wednesday.
As I told you in DMs, my boy, you are absolutely
Yeah.
fine. No need to apologize. I said, I'm pulling shite out my ass to get this going before you got here.
Yeah.
Not literal shite, I assure you.
No, it wasn't. But
You
Right.
missed the whole
that would get you
thing
banned
with-
immediately.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you, but we
my
lost her.
notifications my notifications were off on Discord as well, so I literally was not getting
Oh
any threats.
no!
The amount.
Ultra cringe.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm here now.
We thought
I'm
we
here
thought
now.
you were abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, cause normally you're here early, and I was like, Freddy's late. Where's Freddy?
Yeah.
I even said I was gonna commit genocide if he didn't get here.
I'm here now. I'm here now.
Yes.
No genocide. Oh no.
Oh no!
Insane.
God damn it! I can't commit genocide again. I mean, what?
Brad, do you want me to unhide?
When we finished with the rarest bit, then yes. Make sure you get onto the VTT as well, everyone. Right. So yeah, rarest. What are you saying to your friends in the whole brain?
Well, first off, he's gonna talk about what just happened. Basically, he witnessed an old friend of his just die because some reason they became a necromancer.
You like necromancer, my friend?
Yeah,
Yes, there's a virus on your necromancer.
That's just called rigor mortis.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so he's just talking to him about, how does he kind of open the conversation? Since I do be doing the voices.
yeah. So basically, as he like entered the place and just kind of he does this thing while talking to them. You might have noticed like a few times, but he straight up just if he does not have anywhere to go, he just walks in circles
So,
while talking to them.
so in that room, you're currently just walking in a circle.
Yeah, basically, just imagine bro just walk in circles in that room while talking to them. He's like sort of like, well, that's kind of unfortunate.
Oh.
Erin chose her path. In the end, we can't dictate what she'll ever do. But did you really see her as a friend after the way she treated you time and time again?
Well, there's I was I've seen how her family treated her, but I did not know she's gonna end up this way. She probably got worse after my, death. He does like tease like the uh the two finger thing. I forgot what they call it.
Air quotes.
Yeah, equity. He does that when he says death.
Hmm.
Oh. Based virus law.
Well, home was interesting.
Uh, I just feel lost now.
The path will be found soon. We won't be lost forever. Plus, you have these new friends you're helping protect this world with. You're doing good, Varus.
Mm, it does not really feel like that.
Virus is getting
I
big
don't.
boy points.
Uh, I still not used to this power. It's kind of forced upon me. I really don't like it.
in the end. So long as you are conscious of how strong you are, that power will not consume you. You are a good
Unless
person, Veras.
unless Visco says otherwise, I still don't know what he wants to do. I never met the guy in person. Just heard legends, and turns out his amulet existed.
Visco's motives, I do not understand.
There's some legend that says he's a good necromancer, and others says he's outright terrible. It's confusing me, and yeah, I'm
Legends,
scared.
legends and histories thrown askew when people misinterpret what's seen before them. And well, necromancers are the most interpreted group of wizards. Some are really good people, and some are a bunch of assholes, to say the least.
Like most necromancers we met, and I had to kill because they're disturbing the dead, or trying to invade a town, or one of them trying to resurrect a lich back to life. It's, yeah, most of the necromancers is. I feel like I'm the only good one here. Just try my hardest.
Try your hardest is the best you can do.
Uh, just gonna see what's gonna happen. Yeah. Well, I still have some powers I still didn't use. I'm not entirely necromantic, if that's how you say it. You know, I still have other powers, right?
Of course, just necromantic abilities seem to be the majority of what you do.
It's probably Visco's main way of fighting and style. I'm just gonna sit down now.
Yes, you rest up.
When he says sit down, he's gonna go to like I think what this is like some kind of couch right here. Is this a couch? This is this area. Is this a couch thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's when he says sit down, he's gonna go to it and just face palms, just face plants towards it, and goes
This
to sleep.
necromancer going for a nap.
um, time passes, only a few hours, enough for a short rest. As you're woken up, as well for everyone else who may choose to rest as well, you are awoken by the servants that take care of Ravensmith Manor, beckoning you to the dining hall where Lincana and Ruel currently reside.
Do you want me to move?
Yes, I will also help. Actually, let's move that one there for now. Everyone will obviously file in. I'm just putting your tokens in the room for now, but you can move them as and where you see fit.
Mhm.
Around the table. And there we, oh, I think it's because we're both clicking on it. Let me just there. Um,
Oh, I accidentally drew a line on
it
the
is
table.
it
I'm
is
very
fine.
smart.
It is fine. It is fine. I'm just gonna display the map real quick on the screen. That is what people are seeing. So you'll come in, sit down. You have a full buffet of what you can assume to be dinner-based meals in front of you. silver platters, lots and lots of food. You have turkey, beef, pork, and lamb. You have vegetables you can eat and fruits. Anything you can think of has been given to you while you're guests at the manor. And as you are all taking to your seats, enjoying the deliciousness of the food on your plates, a pale-skinned man walks into the room with black clothing on.
Perfect timing.
Ah, you just arrived in time. Perfect. You arrived for the best part.
So we're at the dinner table. Everyone was collected to go eat dinner.
Lord dumping time. Ah,
My one purpose.
yes. Norian, you made it.
Yeah. What are the rest of these people? Who are they? Why are they here?
These are newfound friends who were in a scuffle with the Red Hand faction over in Neverwinter. We brought them here and gave them shelter.
Red Hands.
Yes.
So does that mean we know the location of one of them? Of the weapons, I mean.
I believe we may have possession of them. Sorry, everyone. This is Norian. He's a friend of ours. He's from an island to the east of the Sword Coast. And he's come all this way to request Josh, really. He's come all this way to ask for my help with research in finding some weapons. Josh, can you please take that off? It's distracting.
Really? Okay.
Kiri.
Lincoln.
Sorry, Norian.
Before you continue, Lincano, I will ask. I understand who they are. They've fulfilled a purpose of getting and clearing off some of these red hands. But why do they need to know all this information? It's supposed to be
Because
personal.
when I was going through the documents you helped provide and we researched in my library for, I found some evidence that the Anthem family have a heritage with these blades, on weapons and what they are. And, well, as you know, there's 13 of these, meaning there's enough for everyone in this room. And who knows,
Well,
they may need them as things go on.
these weapons are powerful, Lincana. Are you sure that some of these people could handle it? The power that will go through them. I should also mention, by the way, to everyone else, from the second Norian has come to the room, he's sort of given a very sort of holier than thou attitude. He basically thinks he's better than everyone else.
Basically, a superiority complex.
Yeah. He's looking at everyone else in this room, not disgusted, but like
Nose turned up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do realize that there is a thing called training, Noria.
Yes. I understand.
So with training, with patience, with dedication, there is a potential.
Okay. No needs to I guess, gets all ruffled over this. I understand you Ruella's being very powerful, so I will acknowledge that you trust in these people. Same with you, Linkana. You also have them here for a reason.
Yes.
So,
When I was researching, I believe we may already have possession of 2 of the weapons. Now, this is only a belief. I was researching last night into the early hours of this morning, before going to the school, and I discovered that the Anthem family and the Yornhammer family were the ones who helped craft these weapons. The Yornhammers, if you recall, are the blacksmiths of Anthem City. Very well-known crafters of blades and weapons and armors alike across the land. It was said that the second generation of the Anthem family, led by, to my memory, Felbarth Anthem, was the one who requested the creation of these weapons because it uses the special metal found only in Anthem City. I do not recall what it's called, which is why we have Kiri here and Noxus. They are of Anthem City. They know. By the way, Norian and Noxus, when you look at each other, there's some sense of familiarity, but you can't pinpoint it.
I do have a question because you said we leveled up. By the
Yeah.
way, Jason, we leveled up.
Oh, sweet.
So you said we leveled up.
Yes.
Please no background.
I thought I clicked on the other one, the non-background. I tried to.
It's fine.
Anyway, I chose the witch eyes or witch
Mhm.
sight.
If you're asking if that would have an effect on being able to defer the metal, no, it would not.
Okay, that's
The law that was already given to you.
yeah. I understand.
Yes.
It's okay.
Noxus,
Yes.
pass me your staff. Your metal stick, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Is he actually saying that?
Yes.
That's very funny. Well, I guess. How small does it collapse down to, by the way?
I believe we said it collapses down to dagger sized.
Okay, good. Because that's exactly what I was thinking as well.
Okay.
She's basically going to take it out of her inside pocket, where there's like three other daggers there. And she's going to first of all, before handing it over, she's going to say, "Oh wait, no, I had a thing, but it's gone, and never mind." She's going to say, "And why exactly?"
Trust me on this. Kiri, you're of the Anthem family. If my research is correct, tell me, does this look like the exact same metal of your home? The one only found in your city? As he passes it over to you.
Yeah, she'll like look over, like study it. She does recognize it. It's more kind of like how you might. Okay, like she's interested basically. Like she wants her weapons and stuff. She's studying it, giving it a good look over. And she'll confirm that. Yeah. Right. He is correct. I assume.
Hmm?
It is that metal, right? I was
Yeah.
following along. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she'll confirm that he is correct.
There we go.
And check it back over to him.
Noxus, you the entire time are in, since I assume Waterdeep, to my understanding of what information has been given to me, have been in possession of a weapon made out of Thensium from Anthem City. Furthermore, with the limited documentation that exists on these weapons, I only know of 3. This, luckily, is one of the 3 I know. This is one of the 13 of the weapons of Herenda. The War Ender weapons. This is the staff of the Fallen King.
Those are similar to something back home. Elric has been keeping in contact with me. They're similar to vestiges of divergence.
Unlike the vestiges of Divergence, these were not created by gods, but by the mortals themselves, using to what I can only guess as ancient dwarven magic when being crafted. But this one, specifically the Staff of the Fallen King, one of the War Ender weapons, was gifted to an old king in a neighboring city to Anthem City as a token of allegiance and friendship from the Anthem family.
I took it a good faith.
But after all, it's called the Staff of the Fallen King for a reason. He was felled by his own weapon. And it got lost until it somehow made its way into Waterdeep. Norian, what do you know of this weapon?
May I inspect it?
He will chuck it to your end of the table.
So, clarification, is this the weapon that the guy was using in the fight when Silas died, correct?
No.
Or is it
This
something
is
else?
this is the quarterstaff that was picked up by Noxus back in Waterdeep when they joined.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, because this guy had like that sort of really arrogant attitude, having her weapon passed around to just sort of everyone at this point, and also specifically to this guy, she's looking at you, sort of not exactly shooting daggers, but getting quite close to that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Norin will like get handed the staff, and he'll sort of like, I guess what you say is in like sort of the size of a dagger at this point. He'll just sort of inspect it, quite like similar to like how a jeweler would like inspect like a diamond when they get shown it, sort of just sort of looking at all the etchings, any sort of chips
I do
or
have a
anything. Obviously, there
question.
wouldn't be any damage on it, but
What's the question?
The question is, I'm attuned to it, and it doesn't really say specifically when I can make it grow or shrink. It just says like how long it takes to do that. Can I just do that when it's not in my hand?
Sure.
oh, this man's gonna make it poke me in the eye.
Let's not start fighting the person who's helping find the most powerful weapons in existence across the current.
This is just something that I wanted to know for reference. You know.
Also, I will paste the spelling of Herenda into the chat real quick, just for you guys who are curious. So, also, quickly before we continue, the first part of it is Hera, which is Old Norse for war, and Ender is Japanese for Ender, hence War Ender. I thought it was cool.
Fair.
I'm cool. I'm great with naming things. I'm so uncreative.
So
just jam two languages together. It works every time.
It actually does work, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, as Norian
Why come up
sort
with
of
your own?
inspects
There's
the staff,
so many.
So yeah, as he sort of inspects it, he'll make mental notes of like sort of peculiar sort of like notes of the weapon. You know, any sort of I guess like any sort of etchings, any sort of interesting parts of it. Maybe looking at where the probably trying to look for where the staff would extend, because it's probably like the most interesting part about it. Obviously,
There is no visible thing showing how it extends.
yeah. Well, all I can tell from what little it's actually showing me. Obviously, if I could attune to it, it will be easier, but I'm not gonna. As
Yeah.
much as I feel like I could wield most of these weapons, I'm not particularly decent with a staff. And he's gonna pass it back to Kiri. Sorry, not Kiri, Noxus. Sorry, Noxus.
Again, as you look at each other, you just get some strange sense of familiarity. You just can't pinpoint it.
And then, I'll turn back to, I'll turn back to Linkana. I've never been very close to any of these weapons, but I mean, from what I can tell, nothing extraordinary. It just seems like a magic weapon. Granted, it seems to emanate extra magic than most
Yes.
others, but
The thing is,
other than that,
yeah.
it just looks like a staff with some fancy etchings on it.
Yes, which is why we need Kiri here, or someone of the Jornhammer family, as their ancestors were the ones who were there who crafted these weapons. They are the only ones who are capable of deferring it from standard steel and iron. It's strange magic, but intriguing nonetheless. I wouldn't call it concealment, but it's just the metal itself. It's intriguing. The other weapon I'm convinced is one of these weapons of Herenda is one that was used to fell one of these people's friends here. Its name, I believe you may know from your ancestry, as it used to be your grandfather's. It's known as the Blade of Enmity. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
My Wi-Fi is pissing me off. What did you guys catch real quick? Because my Wi-Fi is lagging a little.
I heard all.
Yeah, I heard most of that as well.
Yeah.
I think my Wi-Fi's been different too.
Alright.
Oh.
Okay. Just leave it to Discord being Discord then.
Yeah, Discord is kind of Discord.
So, but you are asking still Norian now about the Blade of Enmity, correct?
Correct.
Said it was owned by his grandfather?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That was a little information that Norian gave him when he arrived.
Yeah,
with the
okay.
information about.
Yeah,
the
by the
weapons
way,
of
guys, you're gonna
Herenda.
have to bear with me because I do not have the backstory for Norian written down on the character sheet.
Yeah, I do. This is mostly my fault.
Most of it is Brad's. So
I
he
do
sort of just got it and
apologize.
he's gonna, yeah. So yeah. Well, I mean, I remember the ownership of it being in my grandfather's. I never really got to see it. It was very protected. Do we have access to it now?
It is currently locked away with the body that was killed with, that it was used to kill. Currently, to my understanding, only those of great willpower, physical strength, or arcane prowess are able to wield it. Myself, I
Wow.
did try wielding it, but it scorched my hands a little bit, as you can see. Waving his hand, you can see some burn marks.
Give me your
Norian,
hand.
before he like doing any sort of healing magic to the hands, Norian would sort of approach to inspect the burn mark,
Mm-hmm.
and he would note down that the magic that still emanates from the burn is somewhat tainted, I guess.
Tainted, distinct, obvious.
Yeah.
It's confusing, yet you only want to find out more. But also, in the burn mark, you can see the Anthem family crest. Because it's on the wrappings underneath the handle.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And after that,
Yeah.
she hasn't really rested for the day, so still got some levels of magic in her. So just casual cure wounds.
Oh, yeah. That's a little bit of history. Lincano doesn't bode well with fire.
And just you know better than to mess.
It burned me. Anyway. The only other weapon I could find in the limited research around here was of a scythe. But I couldn't
Damn.
find anything on it. The only thing I have is its name, which is Reaper's Grasp, but that's it. I have nothing else on it.
Wow. A scythe being called a Reaper's Grasp. That's very imaginative, isn't it?
I don't mock.
Bullying in character.
I don't think mocking the ancestry of those who chose to create these weapons is a wise idea, Norian.
Fair. They were extremely strong to be able to do this sort of smithing.
Exactly.
But, by the way, out of character, I honestly, in that moment, I completely forgot that Brad is the person who names all these things.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Don't worry,
I'm sorry about
I
that, but
do.
like,
It's fine.
obviously, Reaper is just a grim Reaper who always wants a scythe. In my head, it was
Yeah.
very
Well, it's also
Yeah, no, yeah.
it's also a cheeky
It's
little bit of
also in character, it's
yeah, it's
fine.
also a cheeky little bit of foreshadowing.
Fair. Okay.
Can I roll a history check to recall if there was any weaponry that fell when we defeated the necromancer out in the graveyard?
You can certainly roll for it.
Because
Pardon me.
Nice.
Damn.
she could have had the potential to be one of the wielders of that weapon. So it's worth a shot.
Sure. What do you get?
19.
You don't recall anything. You don't recall seeing a powerful weapon of something that could be seen as a powerful weapon dropping from the person you killed.
You have amnesia.
Your
Roll
brain's memories are
amnesia.
collapsing. Anyway. Yeah.
You've
Norian.
become an amorphous concept.
Norian here is helping me research these weapons further. No, he came to me, but I had interest in them anyway. So it works hand in hand. We have belief one of them may be here in Ravensmith Hollow, but we can't be sure of it. That.
Are you referring to the one that is with
Noxus?
No, Silas, you mean?
If you're thinking Silas, the one's buried with him. Well, not buried, but
No, there's there's documentation that may prove there's one underneath Ravensmith Hollow in some cavern system, but I'm unsure. I was going to send some of the people down at the Adventurers Guild down there to check it out first. before venturing down there ourselves.
John, you forgot I can shift into an earth elemental and go down there.
Yes, but it's always better to have other people check it first, even though we're strong enough. Safety
And
measures.
also, Lincano, I'm not sure if we should trust the finding of a war-ending weapon to mere simpletons from an adventurers guild. I feel like we should at least handpick them ourselves.
Lincoln's going to slam his hand on the table. Those are my people you are insulting. Watch your tongue.
Boy.
Remember, you're a guest here. Mutual respect, manners.
Okay, I understand. I'm sorry if I caused offense. It's just, I do think that we should be careful
Trust
if
me.
we're going to be going after these weapons.
Trust me when I tell you, when a job description says, as soon as it's found, to inform me or to bring it to me, they will complete that task, because they know the consequences of going against me. They would do it
Okay.
also for the money involved.
Nori will have a sort of conceited, sort of reserved look on his face. He's just sort of, okay, fine, yep. I'll trust your judgments. But how long are we gonna wait to do this then? I feel like if there's one beneath our very feet right now, we should go looking for it soon.
I will head to the Adventurers Guild tomorrow in the morning, after everyone's eaten tonight and had some rest. I will set it up on the board with the money up front, and they will complete the job. If they find anything, then they will inform me. If they do not, they'll still inform me regardless, and just let me know there's nothing down there. Because we don't know if it's down there or not. The only evidence we have is documents of old. Scraps of parchment torn through time. We don't know if it's still going to be down there.
Well, it's more to go off than we do for any of the other, 9 weapons that we have no idea of?
10.
10, sorry. I know that was 13. I wasn't aware whether it was 4 or 3 that we know of.
It's 3 we know of.
Yeah.
And it's 4 that's a
Root
fourth.
which does leave 9.
Yes, but
My apologies.
it's the thing is the documents that exist, as I said, they're old and they're torn from time, they're damaged from weathering. What's to say they don't even exist anymore on this plane of existence? We're going off of mere speculations. To even have 2 in the same building is something in and of its own. It's outrageous to think, considering how powerful they are, the material they're made of, and the magic they're infused with.
Yes. I do possibly have an idea. Now, although I am reluctant to work with most in this room, and that is no offense to anyone, but merely, obviously, as of yet, I do not know most of you. I do not know your strengths. I do not know anything about you. I do, however, have a lot of respect for the dead. I know you've put the weapon with your friend, and I think that it will be in our best interest if we got that weapon along with the one that you possess right now, currently, pointing at Noxus. and we see if and we try and run some tests of some kind to try and see if there is any, let's say, link between the two. Who knows? Maybe when they come in close contact, something will happen. It will make it easier for us to find the rest.
We can certainly test it. As this conversation goes on, we pan over to Silas's mindscape.
Oh, that's
Lot
a
of talking.
question, real quick.
Lot of talking going on from me.
Do I still have the staff?
No, it was given back to Noxus.
The magic staff that I took from Silas, I mean.
Yes.
Oh, the magic stuff. If you took
Yeah.
that, then yeah,
Yes.
that's still on
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, yes, we
Sorry.
quickly pan over to Silas's mindscape. Because it's happening at the same time as the ending of that conversation. Wake up.
What happens to me? I feel pain and fear and terror and hunger. I feel everything.
You are dead. I currently hold your soul. I essentially have kept you alive some way. Your rage was strong enough for me to save you as you fell into that dirt.
Save me?
Your body is
died.
damaged, but your soul is alive. You are both dead and alive, but also neither. You cannot walk,
Now
but yes, you can speak.
you have control of my soul. What kind of world is that where I want to live? Or die in any case?
Silence. I saved you. You will be grateful.
Well, if I'm supposed to be grateful, what am I supposed to do in my mind, stuck here in a rotten, decomposing corpse?
I have a proposal that you can do with your soul to come back from the dead. Should you choose to, the very sword you are killed with, still embedded in your body, you can turn into a phylactery. Bringing you back.
Trying to say that I will become a lich?
To walk the material plane again. To see your friends again. To fight alongside them against the Red Hand. That is the only decision and choice you can make. There is no other way. Your soul is trapped. You trap it elsewhere that is connected deeply and emotionally to your body. You can come back from the plane of the dead and walk with your friends, breathe with your friends, talk with them, eat with them, have joyous occasions with them.
You know, I've studied magic for a long time of my life. I know the details of what a lich is. I know that doing so will forego my morals.
Morality is for the weak. You lost all morality when you were faced with Giles after he cut down your best friend's little sister. Morality is not in question for you anymore. You lost morality the day you saw her die.
terms. What are they? You bring me back and what? I go kill people for you of your own sick, twisted desires?
I put your soul into that sword that is still connected to your body through some deep emotional gain. You come back from the dead. You wield me in your other hand. And I guide you through your newfound power, your newfound control of your rage, and your arcane strength. You will become an unstoppable force with me by your side, keeping you alive, because all the while you are in that weapon. All the while your soul is elsewhere than your true body. You will never be the same again. I will do what I must to help you, since we are connected by your emotions. Your rage fuels me.
If I come back, I will be a different person.
Different, yes, but the same strength exists. You will be unstoppable. And maybe you can find a way, or your friends can find a way, to bring you back to normal. Though time that will take.
So I'm being offered rebirth
Rebirth,
as
immortality
a new
to age.
individual. I will be a lich. But are you saying there is hope that I and the people I still care for would be able to fix me?
Yes! Was I not clear when I explained it to you?
I don't know what kind of thing you are, whether you're just a cursed apparition or another soul trapped in this weapon as well, trying to swap places with me. But I don't know if you've ever struggled with the idea of becoming a different person.
I'm not another soul. I am not a curse. I am a thing trying to help you, and yet you want to throw my help aside. Do you want to die? 'Cause I can easily release you from my grasp, and you'll never be able to return to your friends again. You'll never be able to get revenge again. Do you understand the circumstances, Silas?
Before I accept, did Giles die?
The very weapon he killed you with is in your body, and your body is far from the chasm where you died. Do with that what
is
you will.
Not an answer.
You will find out when you wake.
Off of the slim chance that Giles is still alive and breathing, I will come back just to kill him. But if he is already dead, I'll do the same to his superiors.
That's the real you, Silas. And I'm gonna pan back to the dinner time conversation.
It's just,
Very based.
Yeah. They kind of dried my throat doing that.
Yeah, it sounds painful.
Voices, everyone. They're great fun. Just hydrate.
Yeah, my silence voice kills me.
So yes, we pan back to the conversation at the dining table.
Um,
Hmm?
the conversation, Ruel is feeling a bit uneasy, and she's mainly trying to read what's going on with Norian, because coming into the space with the holier than thou attitude is starting to get on her nerves.
Yeah, same with
So,
Carrie.
And Noxus. Although she doesn't show it on her face.
so on the main floor map in that space, there's some what looks like torches or mini fire pits, basically.
Yeah.
From what I can tell. From one of them
Set him on fire.
leaps out a little fire cat.
Which is your wildfire spirit.
Yep. And leaps out of the torch onto Aurel's shoulders and just flops, crossing their front paws, and just kind of
Cat
glance
noises.
over. Love you too.
Now, conversations aside of these weapons of Harenda, how are you liking the manor? I know it's a little bit spacious.
A little bit. That's an understatement, love.
Noxus hasn't. How much has Noxus seen from going from the place where they entered to the room?
You've seen about half. Just
About half.
Yeah, about half the ground floor. You haven't even seen the
And in
the
comparison
basement
to
level.
places that she's been before,
This
what-
is, if you were to compare this, say, to the mansion manor at Anthem City, it's of relative similar size.
similar size. Okay.
Yeah. I think Alasia's Wi-Fi fucked up again.
Ah.
Alright.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah. Yeah. How is everyone liking the manor? Is it to your liking? Have you had fun exploring?
Straya is going to look up from her food and look at Lincarno and go, "We should tell them about what we found."
I feel it's only fair that you do it, Astraya.
Estrella is going to slightly nod, and she's going to look at everyone else, and then she's going to say, "We went back to the chasm and salvaged what we could of Argo. The sword of Cass was missing. But we retrieved his glaive, his head, his backplate, and his left arm."
Brad, can I ask if Noxus knows what the Sword of Cass is?
It would be common knowledge that the Sword of Cass was created to kill, Vecna.
Right, okay, cool.
Yeah, that is like, that is this basic law everyone kind of should know.
Okay, cool. Because I didn't know that before, and I've just been sort of like vibing and not looking things up on Google. So, yeah.
No worries. Yeah.
Noxus's base is gonna say, that's bad news. On top of already bad news.
Yes, it is.
Well, it could mean one of two things, couldn't it? And we don't know
We
which
just
one it
have to-
is.
Just have to hope it's not in the wrong hands.
Regardless which direction it goes, it will be in the wrong hands. Whether it's his or Drago's, it's still the wrong hands.
Indeed.
After all, you and Argo went through trial and tribulations to be awarded that from the creature himself.
Yes. We even went to his plane and we lost a friend there.
Throw back to your character, Freddy.
Is this the episode of emotional damage?
This isn't emotional. Trust me, I can make it worse. I can make it far more painful.
Oh no.
Oh wait, I mean, I'm not feeling any emotional damage. It's just like
Well, you
everybody else is being
don't really
toxic
do
right now.
emotions anyway.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
You don't do emotions anyway.
Yeah, I kind of opted out on
My
that one.
emotions are whack because I have BPD.
Oh,
I don't know
sod it.
what that is.
Bipolar disorder.
Oh,
Borderline.
Oh yeah.
Borderline
Oh
personality.
yeah, there's bipolar and there's borderline. I mean, there are along similar lines in how your emotions are affected, but borderline personality is much worse than bipolar.
they're in the same neighborhood, but they're not exactly neighbors.
They're in the same. They're in the same ends. You get my G, but not the right street.
Yes.
Oh, that is extremely cringe.
That was probably the most cursed way I could put that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Back to the session.
Yeah, Argo told me he took that up because he was aware of the curse on it, and he didn't want the rest of the party to be affected by the voice that came from it.
Was a part that he dealt with. We just have to be sure to get that back.
Yes. And we can try and repair what's left of Argo. Maybe try and build him back up. But it won't be the same. And we don't even know if his memory card and chip is still intact or if it's fully destroyed. After all, that was dangerous, what happened to him.
It was.
What I missed? Sorry, folks.
Just throwback shit.
Astraea mentioning how the sort of cast was missing and then how they got the sort of cast in the first place and how they lost a friend in Vecna's plane.
Uh-oh, Alasia's Wi-Fi go poo-poo.
No! Of course, it's during recapping of what was missed that it happened.
Yeah, it's... Oh,
Wi-Fi
well.
does kind of just decide not to work exactly when it's necessary to have it work. It's one of those things.
Yeah, we'll look at trying to repair what's left of Argo.
Maybe we should let him rest in peace. He sacrificed himself. He's a hero. Let's not sully that memory.
There's no selling a memory in bringing a return to a powerful warrior as he. Paradoxia wouldn't have it any other way, to my knowledge.
Wouldn't. I've met him.
That aside, while you're all guests at Ravensmith Manor, whenever you want food, you can have it. Same with drinks, whether it's ale to beer to whiskey and wine, or a glass of fucking water. You ask for it, you'll get it. Bedding is all supplied to you. And I have a personal blacksmith who can tend to your armor and tools if they are damaged or chipped and need repairing. Or sharpening. That will cool it for mealtime tonight. You should all get some rest. especially you, Stryer and Kiri. You seem to both be in a deep emotional state. Rest is the best thing I can advise you both.
Well, I did barely sleep last night. I spent most of the time training,
Get some sleep.
if I can.
Same with you, Kiri.
I don't need a rest. I need to get stronger.
You need rest. There's an old...
Estrella is going.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Estrella is going to look right at Kiri and go, "No, you need rest. I will
Every-
try to get rest, but you need rest.
There.
Trust me, there is nothing worse than going days upon days without sleep. You are in a safe environment here. You need your rest. Get rest."
I'm pretty sure Noxus here can also agree that you need rest. There's an old saying, the more you work yourself on something you want to improve upon, the less likely, without rest in between, it is to have the effect you wish. The more you want to get stronger, and the less you rest, the more likely it is to have the opposing effect to what you wish out of it. Resting is important.
Every hour I spend sleeping is another hour the Red Hand, the killers of Silas and Argo walk free. I will not allow that.
And you need to rest.
It won't be good if you keep building up your muscles only to collapse from exhaustion on the battlefield. Get rest.
She'll grunt like that and just she'll kind of grunt in acknowledgement, grunt, and walk off for that. Back to her room, I suppose. And
Yeah, when it comes to rooms, if you move or across to the right, you'll see the entire
yeah.
living space. That big bedroom you see, at the very top, that's clearly Lincano and Ruel's.
Wait, which one?
That,
Actually,
I'm
where's
gonna
the
just
move?
drag Lincano's fucking token into it so you don't go in there. That's there.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Right.
This whole room is theirs.
You give me a link to the map real quick.
It's pinned in the
Oh.
Hell's Awakening chat. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
There
So
aren't many bedrooms, to be fair.
I mean, there aren't many, but there's also tons of space around the place to rest.
So while she's there, she's gonna spend a bit of time meditating on that stuff before she does to get some rest.
No, wait, what? What's happening?
I'm going bed and Kiri's going bed and
Where are the places that we have been
over-
given?
Yeah, over to the right.
Just
There's
any
there's
of
tons of
here, I
resting
think.
spaces. If someone picks a room and you want it, don't forget there's still also the main space, like the ground floor. You can still sleep anywhere around there as long as you ask. And if you really want to go a step further, you can sleep in the fucking basement, but there's no point 'cause there's literally no places to rest there.
yeah, you just find somewhere private to meditate on the stuff and rest.
Alright, yeah. If everyone could move their tokens into a bedroom they'd like their character to sleep in, that'd be brilliant.
Okay.
I've already
There's-
moved ours, Alasia.
Oh, there she is.
Let me just move him here for now. Stares in
Mm.
the middle, looking for which room to pick.
Stairs in room pick analysis paralysis.
So, is this a place I can stay? Or
Yeah, that's a room you can stay in.
cool. I'll meditate and stuff and rest.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll to see if I learn anything about the stuff actually?
You yeah, roll me a
Noctis is gonna go for this one.
roll me an Arcana.
Yep, it is. That's a 2.
Yeah, you
It's-
don't learn anything beyond the physicalities of the staff itself.
Wait, the 2, but that 2 becomes a 8.
There's still nothing beyond the physicalities of the staff.
Yo. Yo.
And learn the whole secrets of the star.
Yeah. You learn the secrets of the stuff. There's a compartment in the side that has a single what are they called? Smartie.
Okay. Joking aside,
so evil.
there is nothing you learn beyond the physicalities of the staff itself. In the night, can everyone roll me a perception check?
I'm good at this.
Okay. Yeah, what's that?
Where's my
Where's
perception?
my
I am good at
perception?
these.
Perception.
Roll
Right,
me
okay.
perception, comrades.
That's a 6 plus a
I'm
7.
nat 1.
I got a 17 plus nothing.
I got 13, I think.
26.
Okay.
Oh.
26.
18.
Okay.
I got a 17.
Okay.
Also, Brad,
Mm.
with Estrella being an Eladrin, she can do a trance-like sleep, or a trance, which she can finish a long rest in 4 hours.
Yep.
If there's spent in trance-like meditation. So does that mean I can
Yep.
technically count it as a long rest?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Nice.
That's what Kels
There we go.
does has done with one of my characters in the past. I had the similar thing. Yeah, it was a Shadow Kai. They get a short. They get a short. They can get a long rest from a short rest equivalent time.
Nice.
Right, yeah. So. What?
Yeah, I got a nat 1 with plus 0. for
That
a
one. Okay. What did
17 with a plus 9 for a 26.
What did Ruel get for perception? I don't.
Oh dear.
Even know. What did I miss?
Basically, there was a recap of
I'm sorry for Wi-Fi.
there was recap of Estrella and Argo's past involving Vecna and the Sword of Cass. Then recap of her friend's death. You are so laggy. I'm just gonna DM it to you.
Right. Silas. To use a hotspot. I'm having to use a hotspot.
Oh, what's up with your Wi-Fi?
It keep.
Hello?
She's frozen up again.
Oh.
It might be. Oh, you're back.
What's up with your Wi-Fi? Because obviously you're hotspotting right now.
I don't know.
Have you tried restarting the router?
Yes.
Have you
Several times.
You tried turning it off and on again.
Yeah, sometimes just a couple more. Sometimes turning it off and turning it back on, unplugging it, plugging it back in does just fix the Wi-Fi being a piece of shite.
It might just
Sometimes it does,
be
but
not an
sometimes
IP issue.
the Wi-Fi just doesn't want to work.
Yeah.
It might be an IP issue because
I-
Virgin fucks
yeah.
itself sometimes.
I just DM'd you the recap of basically what you missed, and I then asked everyone to roll a perception check because of something that's happening in the night.
What could this mysterious nighttime activity be?
I rolled a 22.
22. Okay. What did
For
Ruel
my
get?
perception, not 20, 33.
Ruel,
Whoa.
Lincano, Estrella, and Sky. In the night, you can hear noises coming from, like swooshing and arcane-based noises coming from the building in the back corner. Oh, and Scooter can all hear noises coming from the building in the back left part of their manor, the building where Silas and the sword is currently stored in. It's not enough to keep you awake at night, but it's enough to kind of get your attention. And just why are there noises, essentially.
I'm attributing to the fact that I didn't hear it to being on an inside room.
Yeah. Right.
Just,
Yeah.
just regular devilish chanting. Nothing that wakes you up.
Yeah, just regular demonic
just
chanting. That's kind of just what
yeah,
people
you just
sound like when they're
casually
speaking.
you just casually
infernal
hear
anyway.
you just casually hear the voice of Asmodeus booming across the lands. No, nothing unnatural.
Yeah.
Anyway, joking aside, it all comes to morning. Nincano is gone, as he's gone down to the Adventurers Guild, as he said he would do, to put out a request for the adventurers to venture into the cavern system underneath Ravensmith Hollow to search for this weapon that may exist or may not exist underneath Ravensmith Hollow to begin with.
That may or may not or may not or may.
Anyway, however, the most noticeable thing, if you were to go downstairs to the dining hall where you had eaten your meal the night prior, is you would find Silas, what you assume to be Silas, just standing at the doors of it, confused.
I have an image of what
Yeah.
this Silas looks like, because he has changed appearance. If I can find it though, when pictures are not loading.
Shit, he's rotated.
I'll just.
Yeah, if you can send that image real quick to Alasia, so she can put the token in to replace Silas.
Yeah, let me quickly find it.
Yeah.
My image is on low, so I've just had to search. I remember what I searched up to find the image, so I'm just quickly finding it on Google again.
Did you send it to me? In the end?
No, I didn't. No,
Okay.
I found this on my own. So
I'm gonna
in
go try to
character,
reset the router again.
so in character images, it is quite like it's a very sort of in like vague description, because this is not what he looks like, but more like a description of what he looks like. He's wielding the sword like constantly. He never holsters the sword. He always holds the sword. He's still got his blue hood up, the cloak of displacement, but from now on it basically covers his entire face. You basically can't see it anymore. And through the darkness of the hood, you just see his eyes glowing behind the darkness. As well as his normal lightning electric blue skin on his hands and his wings when he unfurls them the next time you see them, I'll just say now, they have now turned a pitch black.
Ooh.
His main body and legs are still blue, but his arms and his wings are now black. And also the membrane of his wings that would normally allow flight, they're just gone. It's basically like the skeletal structure of the wing.
That sounds pretty epic. I do have a question though. Is it black as in, like, sort of what you would associate with necrotic damage, or?
Yes.
Okay.
I've just gotten confirmation
Necrosis
from
is
Brad.
the-
Yes.
Yeah, necrosis is the official term. I was struggling to come up with the word, but yes.
I Yuri probably run up and kind of hug him, seeing that he's now alive after being dead.
Right. Yeah, you lot roll this out and quickly go to the toilet. I will listen in as much as I can.
Okay.
I was gonna run up and hug Silas and roll initiative again.
Roll initiative.
Just punches the sword in the
So,
back.
I
Here we go
mean,
again.
so Silas is sort of sat at the table. You see as well that I'm not even sure if people really recognize him as Silas yet. I'm assuming Kiri hasn't, but
Wait,
but or maybe just as like a dead specter of him. But he's also taller. He is now he's grown from around 3 foot. He's now a good 4'3", 4'4"-ish, like sort of the general height of like a short dwarf, I'd say. Is a good height I'd give. But it's very sort of unnatural growth. It's sort of like you see how his torso and his legs have sort of like, they just look like stretched pretty much. But he's just sort of sat at the table, sword clenched in hand with his arm resting on the table as well. Leaning over the table.
okay.
Oh, I wouldn't recognize him then, or at least not immediately.
Is
I'm trying to get my Wi-Fi situation under control.
Mm-hmm.
But that image that I sent in character image, is that what you want to be the new token?
Yeah, make that the token. Like I said, that actual image isn't the best description, but it's the best thing I can find on short notice. I will try and get the better image eventually. But for now, that'll work.
okay. I have a question. Do any of us recognize him then?
You would recognize the blue scales that's on his lower part, and what's left of his now, I would believe, damaged cloak that he wears over himself.
Yeah. Okay, so he still has the cloak.
You definitely recognize the bright blue cloak. My legs and torso are still blue, and obviously you'd most likely recognize the sword as well from. And you know what? Actually, in lieu of that as well, considering the sword was punctured into my chest, you would also see the scarring formation, like, obviously very unnaturally healed very, very quickly. But you sort of see the jagged scarring across his chest where the sword was originally. And now you see him holding the sword instead, which I'm assuming you recognize as that sword.
The crude, jagged scarring of where he got pierced.
Silas, is that you?
Without taking the hood down, I will look over. I have risen again. Not as Silas, but as something new. Something better. You need not call me that name anymore. It is merely a reminder of my past that I do not wish to think about anymore. He sort of slams the table in between saying this.
Well, I guess you don't want this back then. And she's gonna hold his old staff out. Like, do you want it or do you not want it?
That
Fetch.
does, in fact, still belong to me. I'm sorry to take it away.
I can't really use it anyway. I just thought maybe I could learn something from it. So yours, buddy.
There's little to learn from it other than what I've already come to find. And it is the power within this staff that has brought back, but has transitioned to this. As he wields the sword, and obviously Linkana's not here, but you guys obviously remember him saying the fact that when he simply try to hold the sword of the hilt, it burns the marking, like that almost brand type thing into his palm. But you just see Silas just holding it as if it was as light as a twig, pretty much as well. Like there seems to be, even though it's like a relatively large sword for his size, there seems to be no issue for him to wield it.
Kind of epic.
What exactly?
This sword killed me, but it has also brought me back.
No. What even? What are you now?
I am Vega. That is what I am. That is who I am.
You will avenge your past.
I came back because I need to finish what I started.
We
Now-
will take down the Red Hand.
Is everyone else
obviously,
hearing that? Or is it just still in his head?
This is
Still in the head. Still in the brain
Yes.
hole.
All in the head.
I will say though, whenever, so just so you know, that was me referring to what his new name is,
Vega.
Vega. Whenever the voices are happening, so obviously you can hear Brad saying it, but I'm the only one hearing it. Whenever he's speaking, as that entity, Vega will sort of like he sort of like his neck sort of like twitches slightly whenever he hears the voice. But
How do you spell the name? Renaming
Uh,
the token.
I will post it underneath the image, or underneath what you posted under the image.
Or you can put it inside chat.
Yeah, it's there. So Veigar.
Vega.
Now, like I said, I've come back to finish what I started. From sort of peering off into the distance straight ahead, he's now actually like going to look at whoever's at the doorway into the room. I need to know. Did you kill him? Did you kill the one that done this to me? And he's gonna sort of like grab where the
Apologies for
scarring
the
is.
poof, I am fixing the token.
Argo did. But he's not here anymore. He died protecting us. I'm sorry, I couldn't do anything.
No. I do not need apologies from anyone. It was my own weakness that got me killed. But that has changed now. From now, I will protect myself and also the people that I still have some semblance of caring for as being brought back as this new life. I am very much coming to bearings with it all.
When you take in that breath, you do feel quite rejuvenated. It's the same body, but yet it feels new at the same time.
Rejuvenated.
I will make something clear to all of you. I've not forgotten you or what you've done for me in the past. This is not a state of amnesia or secondary personality that I've formed. Merely a new identity that I'm taking on. Because the previous one did not suit me. Now, where even am I? Where have you brought me?
And at that point, hold on, let me sort. Here. Ruel would kind of turn the corner and walk down the hall and notice dead but alive, huh? What? And just to a question, because I was able to hear you down the hall. Well, a question and an answer. One, you're in Lencarno and Aya's home. This is Ravensmith Manor. And two, how did you come back?
To know.
I am grateful that I was brought into this beautiful manor. It is a great thing to awaken in. In terms of your question, I am not fully versed in the details, but as long as I am connected to this, and he'll brandish the sword, and sort of like he'll sort of like I guess in likeness of a sword being like on a grindstone, I guess he'll sort of like scrape it against the scales on his blackened hand. As long as I'm connected to it, I'm here.
So you become a lich.
If that's what you want to call me, I'm a lich. Apparently. Make
And you
no
see her
mistake, though.
hand. You see her hand reach down into a hidden compartment.
Make no mistake, please. I have full memory of who you all are. I know you tried to save me. It just wasn't working. And I thank you for trying. But this is just... I know how liches come to being. I've studied it before. I did no such rituals. I made no splitting of my soul, at least voluntarily. I can only assume that some primordial power within this sword brought me back according to its own whims.
Lencarno and I tried to bring you back. Something or someone was holding your soul.
She's smart.
He's back now, though. Does it really matter?
You know what? I definitely underestimated you, Ruel. You are very correct. I am not being truthful, I will admit. I hear people. And they tell me not to tell others about it, but you saw through it. And for that, I think you deserve to know that when I died, it was black. Nothing. No afterlife. No great beyond. But there was a voice.
As you're talking,
Gave me a deal.
As you're talking, you see Ruel kind of shift her arm up, seemingly grabbing onto something and connecting. For Lencarno, he's listening in on this conversation. She's sending this to him through the sending stone because of how it works. Sippy's down on the lip.
What a mess.
Continue.
Silas is back from the dead.
That part I found out. My Wi-Fi dropped like right as you guys were discussing the name.
Okay, yeah. So he is no longer Silas. He is still technically Silas, but like not really. He's basically taken on a new identity.
He's
He's
taken a name.
completely
It's fine.
he's
He's taken a name.
completely scratched off Silas. He does not think about Silas. He is not Silas anymore. He is now someone called Vagar.
He has been
And
reborn as Wrath.
you will all come to realize what that means soon enough.
Yeah, he has been reborn as Wrath incarnate. Vengeance. Pain.
Vengeance.
Anger.
A whole 4 foot of vengeance.
Yeah. So as I was saying, so obviously Ruel does that mechanism with the sending stone. When I died, there was no afterlife. There was no divine being greeting me. There was mere pitch, darkness, and a voice. That voice has been with me for a while before death, emanating from the staff that Kiri just handed back to me. That voice now transitions over to the sword by some myriad of magic that I do not understand, and that is the truth. All I know is that my emotions have somehow brought about this change, and the sword offered me a deal. Bring me back in exchange for wielding it. And I have awoken, feeling better than I have in a very long time.
You feel a shiver down your spine as he says this, and a feel of uneasiness, but yet it's still your friend.
Yeah, I'm still simping either way.
I am going to make everyone aware, because I hope that everyone who's now joined, like slowly saw people poured into the room as they've heard me monologuing.
Monologue, my
Uh,
friend.
Monologuing.
I
Oh, yeah.
Monologue brings
am going
people
to
in.
iterate. I'm going to iterate to everyone here present, and to anyone else who may need to, according to you, to your judgments that I need to tell. I have not come back to hurt any of you or anyone who is not deserving to be hurt. I still care for all of you. Just I now have the power to act upon that care and protect those who I love, unlike before.
They cannot step in your wake.
I still remember all of you. I still remember the things we've done together. I still remember all of the things that I have said to all of you and why I've said them. But I am not the person you remember entirely. I think you will only find that out in time. Now, I must request, do we have to stay here much longer? Because I have plans that need to be created, and I don't think being stuck inside of a large manor with all cushy non-essentials is going to help me figure that out.
And at that, we're gonna take a break for 15 minutes.
Cushy non-essentials.
get back into it.
The competition is based around hunting an endangered animal, but you know.
Welcome to
That
the
was
real
a
world.
while ago.
I
That's
no
a while
obviously
ago.
I'm not
Yeah,
diminishing the
it's
achievement of this of her, but I just think that shouldn't have been the competition, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Controversial, but let's get back to the game.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on before we.
Controversial
yeah.
opinion, guys, but let's
Let's
get back
move
to the
on.
game.
So
Oh, I might find a better.
during
No.
all this talk, obviously it's being sent through to Linkano through the sending stone. You hear a crash of thunder and lightning outside the front entrance to the house, and the doors fly open.
And the moment that noise happens, she lets go and. Well, she lets go of the sending stone and shifts her hand onto something else in that same pocket. She's very unsure.
Yeah, there's a crash of thunder and lightning outside, the doors fly open, Linkano's robes are billowing in the wind. And the impact created.
Varus is like there, also necromantic adjacent.
Anyway,
And
there you go.
And you must be the Linkano I've heard about.
Yes. I've heard everything.
Ooh,
I
you must be exceptionally powerful.
I need to speak with you.
Okay. But I must inform you. I will make no attempt to threaten your life, but I must wield the sword. It is my only stipulation. You may shackle me.
I need to
What?
speak with you.
okay.
Vagar will finally sort of push himself out from the table and get up and walk towards Linkana.
Yeah, let me grab Linkano's token real quick.
You may lead the way.
Oh, shit. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Alright. So, Linkano's gonna take you downstairs into the basement. Let me put my token in the room that we're going into. We are going in this room.
Which room? Where did you? Where
Far
did you
left.
Go? Ah, yes, I see.
Newer level.
Yeah. You need to tell me more about the voice and the weapon and your connection with the Red Hand. It is very vital to both your survival and your friends and my own.
If we're going back to the Red Hand, it's a bit of a long story.
I need to know.
Well, the short version. My friends, before the others, were murdered by the Red Hands. I watched weak. I lived, though. I was then given a task which I failed, and that task was to protect someone. Now, the voice. That all started with this, and he's gonna take out the Staff of Thunder and Lightning, place that on the table. He'll like rest it on the table and put his hand back down.
Linkano will grab it and inspect it. Now,
I do not presume there'll be much for you to see because I have reason to believe that the voice that sourced from the staff has transitioned into this. And he's gonna hold out the sword in front of him.
I need to inspect the sword. Obviously, I cannot wield it.
Vagar will simply
Place it down on the floor. I do not intend to take it from you. I'm just going to inspect it further.
Brad, my mom just called me and she is coming to pick me up so we can go to the store.
No worries.
She's about like 5 minutes away.
No worries. Go do what you gotta do.
I will catch up with you guys maybe next week. Bye-bye.
Yep. See ya.
Yeah, bye. I am not sure if that will work. I have not been told by the voice. I've not been said by anything that I cannot do that, but I have a feeling if I do not wield the sword, I'm going to die again. But I can feel the power that comes from you. I have no doubt that if I die, you will be able to bring me back by using the sword again. So, and he's going to take the sword from in front of him, and he's just going to sort of throw it. Not throw it, but like try and sort of propel it towards him.
It's gonna float in the air because Lincoln is gonna use his innate magic to inspect it without holding it.
Mage hand.
Does Silas
do I like collapse or anything?
No.
Oh.
Do I feel anything of any kind?
You feel your connection weakened, but it's not by a lot because it's still nearby you.
Okay, so you can still be. Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's like let me try and think of it. It's like a thread. Like there's still a magical thread between me and the sword, but
yeah,
obviously the further away it is, the weaker that thread is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is then also
and as
weaker.
Soon as that thread is cut.
Yeah.
The link is cut.
So essentially, if that sword was sent into another plane of existence, you die.
Yeah.
What if it came back though?
Even if it came back, as soon as it's gone, that thread is snapped.
Okay.
You can't just instant
If
it back.
anyone attempts to destroy, dismantle, do anything harmful to that sword, which is now a phylactery, your soul is now void. And you die.
So, yeah.
So, the stipulation that I've gotten from Brad, because I've gained benefits from this deal, shall we say, is that I have gained the rejuvenation ability that all liches gain, being that if I have a phylactery, aka the sword, if my body is destroyed, I come back as a new body in 1d10 days. I'm gonna assume basically the source of my new body being created would be on the swords. Like I basically materialize
starts
again holding it. Yeah, like I probably materialize again wielding the sword.
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
Assuming from that, if the phylactery, aka the sword, is destroyed or put in another plane of existence or anything of the such, I will die. Yes.
Okay, I do have one more question, which is this is a kind of specific circumstance, which is highly unlikely to happen. But what if you died and then the sword was sent to another plane? You would regenerate in that other plane, right?
That would make sense because the sword was not damaged and the thread was not cut. The body was destroyed, but the thread of the existing body and the existing phylactery is not being cut. The sword is still unharmed.
Okay.
It is still fully functional. It's just a body that's been eviscerated.
Yeah.
So we can sneak him through customs by killing him.
So think of it like this. So there is a thread between me and the sword.
Yeah, no.
If the thread is cut, I die. If the sword is destroyed, I die. But if I am destroyed, technically the thread is still there because it's linked to my soul, not my physical body.
Yeah, it's just Josh being Josh.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, since a soul does not have a physical representation, there's not any way it can be. If the sword is moved to another dimension, I can still apparate as it
Yeah.
because the thread has not been cut.
So yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna inspect
makes
the
sense.
weapon. He's gonna shout down the sending stone for Kiri to go down the stairs to help him inspect the blade, under the impression it's one of the 13 of Herenda.
Oh shit, me? Oh.
Maybe I overreacted when I said I thought I might die again. I can definitely feel weaker though. Can this not go on so much longer?
It'll take as long as it needs to take, Vagar. I'm not here to harm
As
you.
long as I can stay in the same room.
Yes,
I'll
I
s-
don't
I'll
intend to
s-
remove the sword or you from the room until we are done with this talk. And he'll shout for Kiri to come down to the room.
Did he shout it so that way it would echo up the stairs, or tell her
Through
the sending stone
through
to
the
wait
through the sending stone.
Chris? And she'll scan for Kiri. Is Kiri in the same space? I need to double check.
Should be.
Yes.
Yes. I'm assuming you, Jason, want Kiri to go downstairs. I'll move Kiri.
Kiri,
Yeah, I'll move Kiri.
you're being requested. And going back through the sending stone. Also, love, you're gonna want to move to the bigger circular room that has all the protections in place.
It'll be fine. I assure you.
Says the one who burned their hand touching the damn thing.
I'm not touching it this time.
When Kiri goes, Noxus is gonna basically, with a look, say, "Do you still want me to leave you alone? Does that order still stand?" Basically.
Sorry, yes, sir. Sorry.
So it would have been assumed through word choice and context that only Kiri was requested to go.
Yeah, but this is also Noxus, and Noxus is Kiri's bodyguard.
Fair.
And with the changes to Silas, I would assume Noxus
I'd
would be
assume,
unsure.
although Kiri has somewhat taken on the change, I do not feel Noxus would have done the same.
Yeah, so
that is my gathering from him.
Noxus's opinions of everyone has not changed.
yeah, so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want Noxus to follow you, Kiri?
You can come along if you must.
Right.
And noticing Noxus following, just a heads up, Kiri and Noxus are on their way.
Wonderful. Kiri, come over here. Look at the weapon. Look at the steel. What is it made of?
I forgot the word for this. I was looking for it earlier. I couldn't
Fenzium.
find it.
That you're the one who named it.
Fenzium.
I'm pretty sure.
Did I?
Did you name it or no?
I did. I think I did.
Yeah, you named it, Josh. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Fenzium. Yeah. I'm gonna. Obviously, yeah, I'll look it over. I'm not gonna touch it. I'll look it over. Yeah, that's Tensium, all right. That's handiwork.
So, this is the Blade of Enmity, then, I would assume.
It would seem so.
Interesting design.
I'm curious how it wound up in Silas's hands or Vagar's hands, I suppose now. But
Giles killed
Yeah.
him with it.
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. Curious then how it ended up in Giles' hands.
How did it end
Such
up
a
in his
moment.
fans?
Oh, I can shed some light on that.
Do the tale.
As I referred to you with my story on how I knew and how I was associated with the Red Hand, when they killed all my friends previously, he stole the sword from my friend, the owner before him. His name was Hader. He used to wield the sword, used to channel some magic through it. I think it may have even slightly altered the architecture of the sword. I know you mentioned on its somewhat peculiar design. I think that was his infernal blood and the magic he used. But when he died, Giles stole the sword.
Now
I
it's
would have
in your
buried it with him,
hands.
but yes, he stole it. He very sort of peers down at his chest. He very gracefully passed the ownership to me.
Graciously.
What do you
Yeah.
know of the sword? Information on it is limited.
Uh, the more you hit things, the stronger it gets. That's mostly what I could infer from when I viewed my friends using it, but now being attuned to it, I have a greater understanding. Whenever it tastes the blood of an enemy, it grants the wielder extraordinary power, such as speed, increased strength, magical affinity for the different elements, and for some reason, a higher likelihood of not getting hit. Almost as if the sword made you dodge out the way, instinctively.
These weapons were made to end the wars of old. They should not exist anymore. A weapon of this strength is powerful enough to slay a fucking deity. How the
Oh,
hell does it exist the way it does?
only the creators must know, is what I presume. I'm assuming that's what you're trying to figure out, right? Who created, well, maybe not who created them, but how they were created, why they were created.
All information on the weapons of Herenda are limited. We know nothing beyond
Mm,
2 or 3 of the weapons.
yeah. Well, you called this weapon a Herenda, correct?
Herenda, yes.
What does that mean, translated? I am not familiar with the word.
War Ender.
Makes sense. From an escapade I had with my friend Hader, I did view him go a bit ruthless once before. He struck through an army of, if I can recall correctly, about 30. About after 10 blows, he felled 3, but he struck 10 times. A brilliant white light emanated from the sword, and as if parting an ocean, the middle of the crowd blinked out of existence. From what I saw, anyway. It may have just been mere disintegration from the power. But all you need to know is that of the 25 remaining, about 20 of them just ceased to exist.
I cannot stand such a weapon existing. Not because I cannot grasp it, because of the sheer strength behind it. You will wield it carefully, right, Silas?
Vega, please. And you need not worry. This sword will only taste the blood of those who I deem worthy of it. And those who are worthy of it are not people we are likely to associate with.
Whatever he might be
And
now, he's still our friend.
If I hear this weapon was misused,
I will be dead.
I will do everything in my power to undo its existence in time and creation itself.
Oh, I definitely hope so. Because if this weapon is not wielded by me, but it is still in existence, well, I am in a very terrible state. I'll tell you that much. But if it is wielded by me, no harm shall be done to those who are undeserving. I will not start wars over it, and I will not end wars over it. I am not political. Don't you worry.
But yet, you'll fight an entire faction of people. That is a war. We're talking thousands slaughtered by a singular blade. That is war. Clashing of moralities and political points of views. A clash of what is right and what is deemed wrong by each opposing side. That creates war. That weapon was designed to end them, not start them.
May I ask you a question, Linkana?
What?
Have you ever had a friend taken before your very eyes?
I lost my entire home. Decades ago. Burned to the ground by a singular man who gave me the most traumatic scar of my life. I know pain just as much as you.
Sounds like me and you have very similar experiences. My home was burnt to the ground and my family killed by a mere group of 20 led by one man, the man who stole and wielded the sword afterwards. I think you'd agree with me that people who are willing to kill innocents and destroy families for no good reason other than loot should be dealt with. As
Those
we do not want others to experience what we have already experienced, friend.
people die every day for varying reasons. Those who find pleasure in killing others for no reason, no gain, just pure enjoyment. Those are the ones who deserve death more than those who die because of it. Villages are raided day in, day out by these types of people. You know, the Red Hand aren't the only faction to exist that does this. There are many more.
Well then, and Vega will sort of lean in, talk closer. Then maybe we should find out who these factions are and deal with all of them.
What do you think I'm doing?
Then you should understand that what I do with the sword will not go against what you want.
That is not what I want, but what is right for the world. I live to
What
protect my home, to protect Ruel. And these people have already assaulted my home. I know rage and revenge seethes in your limited blood right now. Don't laugh, come on. You're gonna throw me
I
off.
have no need for blood. I run on pure power and energy that courses through my very being.
And it will eat
It
away
helps
at
sustain
you.
me. I will not let it, because I still have my anchors into this reality.
Anchors. You are not to assault the Red Hand out of revenge, but out of the justice for what they have done wrong to the world. Do not seek them out for revenge. Seek them out
All I'm
to correct their
saying
injustice.
All I'm saying is that they do horrific things to innocent people every day. I merely wish to prevent these things from happening. And if I just so happen to come across a red hand once or twice in my adventures, this sword will be wielded. If that starts a war, it starts a war. But it is in the name of a good nature. I hope I would have your support if that were to happen.
It depends on your emotional state. If you can control your emotions, your anger, your hatred, your fear, your terror.
You say control my anger, fear, and terror? I'll have you know that from the moment I awoke, I have not felt an ounce of calm in my entire body. I am merely flowing it in the correct direction. And that direction is away from everyone in this building.
He's gonna send the sword back your direction.
Almost like a magnet. You see
Yeah.
it sort of like goes back into his grip.
Ruel.
I'm guessing something's down.
Yes.
Yes.
You still have the
And so,
you still have that friend of yours in the misty forest.
you mean Arvon?
That's the one. If these people want to get stronger, they need to be trained the correct way. And he's gonna look at Vagar as he says it, talking of basically kind of nodding at Vagar's newfound strength.
Sorry, can you repeat that? Sorry, what were you notifying to Vagar?
Basically, Vagar, Linkana was staring at Vagar when saying that the party needs to train essentially with their newfound power, but specifically staring at Vagar because of his literal newfound power.
This is what I've been trying to do, but you're keeping me go to sleep. Oh.
Knowing how Arvine is, hope it'll help synergize them.
We will send them her way tomorrow.
Good thing I know the direct path and the old spell that I have.
Tell the others what's happening tomorrow. They are to be awake early in the morning.
Right. And, to the others that are in the same space. What time of day is it roughly?
It is currently around 10 a.m.
For the rest of today, just take it easy. Feel free to explore Raven's Hollow, the nearby town. Tomorrow, you all will be heading out early in the morning. There's a friend of mine that I need to introduce you to. She will help train you.
You three. Gesturing to Vagar, Noctis, and Kiri. to understanding you're some of the strongest in this group. You're
Now that Argo's dead, yeah.
I would
That
hope
was
so.
too soon. Sorry.
You will, as mentioned, venture out tomorrow. Ruel's friend is going to help you train with your strength you need or have already found but are yet to control. And for you, Vega, to train with that sword of yours.
Oh, I have some ideas in mind on how I'm going to train with it.
Take the rest of the day easy. He's gonna walk off.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
As I am newly technically like an undead creature now, do I have requirements for sleep?
No.
Well, you're a lich, you don't need to sleep, do you?
Yeah, liches don't sleep.
Yeah. Okay,
But
I've got it,
do they rest though?
No.
Is that
I mean,
Like
we'll
those
still
eyes.
run when the party rests and you need to rest, to heal up and shit. You'll
Oh yeah,
still
because
rest.
I need to regain my spell slots and stuff, don't I?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
you don't actually need rest at all. You don't
Yeah,
I
need
won't gain
sleep.
I won't gain exhaustion from not sleeping.
Yeah, mechanically you would still need to rest because D&D rules and mechanics.
Yeah.
But literally,
But if I don't suffer any negative effects.
there is
Literally.
nothing. Literally, there is nothing that can affect you.
Fair. Okay.
Lich trolley. That's brilliant.
What do you guys do with the rest of the day?
Well, I kind of want to hang out with now Vagar since now that he's back. It's kind of weird, you know. So Vagar, huh? I have to admit, I didn't think I'd be seeing you again, at least not so soon.
So soon. If I'm being honest, if I saw my friend die in front of me, I'd never think I'd ever see them again. But
Yeah.
I was actually proven wrong on that, wasn't I? In front of the gates to Neverwinter. But yeah.
It's a strange world we live in. Well,
Exceedingly.
while we have time, how do we get to know each other again?
Please. I do remember that our relationship before this was one of being very honest with each other. If you have any questions regarding my newfound condition, I'll be happy to answer. If you want to gather the rest of the group, I'd be happy to explain to the rest of them as well. I am not a puppet of the voices anymore.
That's what he thinks.
Yeah.
I love the voices. You all do as I say,
holding up his
motherfucker.
I'm holding up his end of the deal. I'm wielding him, okay? As long as I wield him, he's got no reason to get angry.
That doesn't mean you're not his puppet, though.
Yeah, well.
Remember, he's the reason you're alive.
Yeah, true.
He can probably undo that. Probably.
As far as I'm concerned, you're still on our side, and that's good enough for me. I just want to spend some time. Well, after all, you did kind of die, and that was a bit upsetting.
I expect that my funeral lasted at least a week, but I did wake up a bit early.
Crash dream party.
Kiru,
No.
What's up?
How sane are you?
Oh,
Oh, depends.
How sane are you?
I mean, given everything that's happened so soon, she's a little bit unstable.
Perfect.
She's
That's
not.
all I needed to know.
Ah,
You get an image flash in your mind. Your brother's mask and his white hair. The mask cracking slowly.
Oh.
Vision ends. But when the vision ends, you aren't standing up. You're slumped on the ground, sweating heavily, and the back of your head is mildly hurting. But you can only assume when you fell over, or if you fell over, you would smack your head on the ground.
question, because they said that they were just gonna hang out or whatever, but as far as I know, they haven't moved.
Yeah, we kind of just did that talking, didn't we?
Yeah, so Noxus would have been there. So if Kiri fell, Noxus probably would have at least attempted to catch.
Yeah, she failed to save.
Damn. Okay, automatic fail. It's a curse. The curse of falling over.
Yes, you wake up and, well, assuming to be waking up in a cold sweat, slumped on the floor, after seeing that image flash through your mind. What do you do?
Groan in pain. I'm gonna try sitting up.
Is
I
anyone else there?
I was weird. I think I should talk to Linkana about this. He might be able to help.
I hope for your swift recovery. I guess that's quite unusual for you.
What is everyone still here, or is that is?
Well, I assume this just happened in the room, did it not?
I
Like, that we just all in?
also assume, but like
Yeah, and that's just me, you, and him. Like, because
yeah,
Linkana's left, so.
but
Yeah.
Kiri fell on the floor, so I don't know.
Oh, hello.
Brad, are we still in the room? Is this?
You haven't said that you've left it.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
are
so we are,
still in the
yeah.
same. Okay.
Would you like assistance going up the stairs to the main hall?
Yeah, please. I'm still a bit shaky.
I mean, no offense, but I don't think you're quite tall enough.
I I understand the sentiment, but I have acquired new abilities that some might view as unnatural, I guess.
You bastard.
um, yeah, and I can actually cast Alter Self at will due to something I have. So I guess I'll just make
Oh, wow.
myself. I'll
Okay.
make myself slightly taller. Basically, everything else stays the same, but I basically just make myself taller so I can help you. And then once we get to the top of the stairs, I make myself normal again.
Am I still seeing things, or he just grow like 6 feet?
All in due time, you'll see all the new things I can do. Don't
Right.
worry.
Thank you. Um. Well, well, is Lincano, is he in the Great Hall? Is he like in the?
I need to actually move Lincana. Give me a second. He is going to be in the big room at the
Right.
end of the Great
Where's
Hall.
where's the top of the staircase? Because they just went up to the
Hold
top.
on.
There's right, let me. So there are
Oh, here.
yes, there are
It
there are
looks like
stairs
it-
here. There are stairs here.
The one here, I think leads upstairs. I think
Yeah.
the one here leads down to the.
This one looks like it does up and down. I'm not sure. Yeah,
I think.
yeah, they both do up and down. They both do up and down.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
looking.
must be
Oh no.
staircase.
Okay, no, the one on the right side only does up and down. That one to the left here does just down. My bad.
Yeah. Okay. So would it be this one then? That
You can use either. There's two, obviously.
well, that one was closer to where we were. That's why I was saying.
Okay,
'cause-
good. I'm just saying that you can use either.
Whatever gets me to Lincano.
Let me
I
move
don't
you.
know
Let
what
me
my
move your
settings are.
token over here.
Oh, there I am. Hello.
Yeah, I'm
Keep forgetting what I was like.
I'm helping move.
Yeah. Keep forgetting I can like do that.
Yeah, right. There we go. Yeah, so Lincoln is in this big room. Large double oak doors keep it shut.
Is that an office?
Sort of. It's a very important room. I mean, in theory, that's actually meant. If I'm not mistaken, that's actually technically meant to be the throne room, to my memory. For the Lord and Lady, but we're taking a design from elsewhere. So there's only so much that's gonna be what we wanted, and so much that isn't gonna look like how we imagined.
Who's watching a home insurance advert?
I have no idea.
That's
But yeah, so there you are.
yeah. Thank you for your help. But I think I should talk to him alone. I'll come find you later. Thanks, Vega.
We'll continue with that. What's everyone else doing?
I'm reaching out to Irvine to warn her and kind of fill her in on the gist of what is happening.
Okay. What about everyone else? Or is there nothing you guys can think of that you'd like to do while you're waiting?
I mean, I have an idea of something that Noxus was going to do, but I don't want to take up people's time. They've got ideas.
If it's to do with disappearing off, looking for something, you won't find it in Ravensmith Hollow.
No, it was disappearing, but not off.
Alright. Bob?
Alright, I actually, I gotta actually, like I told you earlier, I gotta leave a little earlier. I actually gotta hop off now.
No worries, buddy.
Alright, got you guys.
You have a
I
good
will see
day.
you guys hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Rakan hasn't called it off, so it looks like tomorrow's session is still on.
Alright, hell yeah. Alright, I will see you guys hopefully next Thursday. Take it easy. Have a good rest of the game.
See you
Bye,
later.
Scooter.
Bye.
Alright. Rosie and Ryan, what are you guys getting up to?
I think she is just going to go and get some rest.
Alright. Ryan?
Yeah, there's not much Ferraris can do, so he's gonna go and rest.
Alright, no worries. Yeah, actually, to be fair, resting before tomorrow is probably a smarter idea anyway. Alright, Josh, what is it you want Noxus to do?
So I asked earlier a question about how similar Nox's clothes are to the staff uniform.
Yeah.
So she's going to sort of.
Don't tell me you're gonna have her blend in.
Well, I mean, kind of. Yeah. Just to see if there's just anything that she can find out. Information is useful, you know?
What, in the Ravensmith Manor?
Yeah, maybe.
Roll me.
I mean, the staff also
Okay.
talk.
Roll me
Yeah.
a stealth check and an investigation check.
I'm also going to be using my ability.
Okay.
Okay. Stealth check. Where is stealth check? What do I got for stealth? I've got advantage on stealth. Okay.
What information is it you're looking for exactly as well?
Just sort of general information. I can't see my dice. It's so dark in here. Oh, there they are.
General information doesn't help. I kind of need a little bit
One
of
second.
specific.
I got 15 plus 9 for stealth. I rolled a 3 and a 15.
Mm-hmm.
And any sort of I can't think of exactly the right words for it in my brain. Sort of any rumors or anything to do with specifically Lincano and sort of I kind of want to know how the people who work for him feel about him because well, I mean that can tell you information and also anything they Nah, I can't come up with any specific thing
Okay,
because my
that's
brain's
fine.
too small.
What's your investigation check?
Yeah, I'm just rolling that. That is a. That's a 10 plus something, I think. Where is it? Oh, it's a 10 plus nothing. Great.
You don't really find much out. They don't have a problem with him. He hired them, he pays them good money, they take care of the manor for him. They are aware he's a very powerful sorcerer. And his specialty lies in manipulation of time and electricity. Or lightning, whatever you want to call it.
Interesting. Okay. Really sad that investigation check was tiny.
No worries. Before we continue with what Kiri's doing, is there anything you're doing as Vega, Freddy?
So this is before we all rest to go to the next day, correct?
Well,
Correct.
yeah, yeah.
So instead of sleeping, and most likely, like, so during the evening after eating, well, first of all, Vagar wouldn't eat, and second of all, he'd sort of just slip away from everyone else, and he's going to go towards the main town, and he's basically just gonna look for some trouble He's gonna see if anyone's like given any trouble to anyone. Mainly, he's looking for people who are trying to like do like mug other people or maybe some murderous intent in some back alleyways.
Surprisingly so, you don't find anyone committing any kind of crimes. Ravensmith Hollow has a very deadpan set of rules and laws to follow, and people follow them to the letter. Because it's not just the guards are Ravensmith Hollow they have to deal with. It's then also the Lord and Lady. They also sometimes intervene before the guards do, and that kind of sets the example of how to behave and conduct yourself correctly in such an environment.
I see.
The fuck did you just put in chat, Jason?
It's okay. It's in chat. Don't worry about it.
What do you mean, and clock daddy?
They got to deal with my karma, don't they?
That's his. That's what they called him in college. You know.
It's a mispronunciation. Anyway, carry on. Carry on. Don't let me.
I'm very confused, but okay. But yeah, so, as I said, you don't find anyone committing crimes. You might hear people occasionally insulting one another because maybe, I don't know, their work colleagues don't like each other or something like that, but there's nothing outrageous, like law breaking.
Fair.
You might find yourself hearing people getting rowdy in a tavern, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Is that everything for you, Freddy?
Yeah, Vhagar sort of has a disappointed look on his face, and he flies back towards the manor.
Alright. Now we'll continue what you want to do as Kiri. So,
Well, yeah.
you're Kiri. I can't tell you what you're doing. You have to tell me.
Yeah. I was gonna say, can I just walk in, or do I have to knock, or?
I'm not answering that.
I should probably knock. I don't want to like.
What's common sense?
I'm going to the window.
Yes.
That would be
the most
breaking and
obvious
entering,
option.
even if you're a guest.
Doors are for people with no imagination. You would know that. You raised quite a person.
Yes.
Yeah, I still knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock.
Damn, Kiri has no imagination. How sad.
Yes, come in.
I'll enter. Close the door behind me. I have something I would like to ask of you. Hoping you could help in some way, maybe shed some light on it.
It depends what you're asking.
To be honest, I'm not sure myself. Earlier, when you left, I was talking with Vhagar, and I had a vision, I guess, something strange, a flash. My brother, his white hair and his mask cracking. And when I woke up, I was in a cold sweat on the floor. My head felt like it was going to explode. I have no idea what happened or what it was.
This could be an effect of you come into contact with weapons of old that your ancestors had created. This is the first time you're consciously taking notice of these weapons. This could just be a side effect, as well as a side effect of your, well, I can only assume to be wild magic, meaning you could be getting a vision of the future. I do not know. My knowledge with visions is limited. I do not care for the future. Well, that's a lie, I do. But I care more about correcting the past to fix the future than going to the future and knowing what happens in the future.
Understandable. If you say you reckon this might have something to do with my wild magic, if that's the
Potentially.
case, do you think this person we're gonna meet tomorrow might be able to help
I
teach me
believe
to harness it?
Irvine is a very good person. She knows how to train people, those who have lack of control over their arcane strength. Like you. You don't control it when you get angry. I've seen it.
Yeah.
She will help you harness that. And you'll eventually have some level of control over it. There's many things she can do, but it all depends on what you inquire of her when she starts to train you.
I see. Well, thank you, guys. Given me some things to think about. I'll stop wasting your time.
Before you leave,
Hmm?
what do you know of Noxus's past?
Yeah, not much to be honest. As far as I'm aware, she's bodyguard of the Anthem family. It's take care of me, I suppose. Beyond that, I don't really know much about her.
You don't ask her.
I've tried. I've learned that she's not exactly the type to.
Do you know how she got her power she wields now?
My best, to my knowledge, is uh, warlock stuff, deals with patrons. I don't know much about it.
There's something not right afoot.
What makes you think that?
That is not for me to tell you, but for you to find out. Noxus has been with you for the majority of your life. She'll tell you what you need to know eventually. It's not my place to tell you of her past and what I am limited to knowing. I know very little, just like you, but I might know something you don't. The point is, that's for Noxus to inform you of, not me. Keep an eye on Noxus and that lamp of hers.
Um, sure, if you think it's important, then I
It's
guess
more than just important. It's vital.
right. I understand. I'll try to keep an eye on her, but she's a bit slippery sometimes. But I'll do my best.
You're physically stronger than her, you can just keep her in place.
She can just play shift me, but well, I'll do my best. I'll do my best anyway.
And tell everyone else, when you come to speak to them again, Ravensmith Hollow, more so the manor, is always going to be welcoming. Every time you guys go out and you need a place to head to, your best chance of anywhere being safe would be here. You aren't safe anywhere else, to my understanding. As you know, there are more factions than just the Red Hand. The Red
Yeah.
and the Red Hand are dangerous people, and they're some of the weakest.
Yeah. You need to learn that. Well, so, I should stop taking up so much of your time. Probably get some rest, huh? I'll see you tomorrow, I guess.
You won't be seeing me tomorrow. I'll be heading down to the Adventurers Guild to find out what they have learned.
Of course, yeah.
And you'll be heading to the Misty Forest down south for some training and honing your skills.
Yeah. Well, thanks for your help. I'll see you when I see you.
See you around.
And well, yeah, with that, she'll head off to go find Vagar since she did say she was gonna hang out with him once she's done with talking with Luke. With
I feel really
Palmer.
bad because Vega needs to ask for something. uh,
Yeah, well, I'll snoop around, see if I can find him.
Wait, what's Vhagar doing now?
well, after Vega found out there was nothing happening in the town, he's just gone back to the manor, so he's probably just chilling somewhere. Like just
Right.
swinging around the sword like a training dummy, I'd probably
Netflix
assume.
and chill.
Trying to see if that sort of triggers the effects, which I'm going to assume it won't because it's not drawing blood. But, you know.
Clickety, clackety, clackety. Clickety. Just the noise of the.
I have
Oh.
mechanical keyboard.
I've got membrane.
I have
Um,
the clickety clacks.
I just had a thought, like when Kiri, or if Kiri, finds Silas, he's there swinging the sword, and like, accidentally nearly like decapitates her, just like jumps out of the way, kind of thing. That little like, eh.
Sorry, I got a bit emphatic with my wielding of this weapon. It's very interesting. It feels almost like an extension of myself.
Well, if you want, I can probably give you a few pointers. I mean, swords are like mostly my thing, to be honest. So I could give you some help if you want.
I wouldn't mind that actually. Yes, I'm not the greatest with blades, but I will say I feel a sort of natural affinity for this one, so not too much is required. But I was going to ask, and I don't ask this lightly. I may need a loan to go buy something. I'm sorry to be asking you like this, but
Hey, no
it,
worries.
it seems all my money was taken off my body before I came back.
Yeah, hey, it's no concern. As long as we can find a bank, I can give you as much money as you need.
You remember
Yeah.
when walking through the town centre, there was a bank on a corner placement near that clock tower.
Yeah, so I would like to request that we can go buy me some decent armor. Because Silas has changed. He wears armor now. He's gonna be an armor wearing
Whoa!
guy.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You're moving too fast
Yeah,
there,
I know,
bro. I
right?
don't think armor's
I know,
allowed.
right?
You're a caster. I don't think you're allowed armor.
And as we're going, Silas is also going to because I've made a homebrew item of the Sword of Enmity for myself, so it's in my inventory. I made it require attunement as well, so I'm having to get rid of one of my magic items. I'm getting rid of the Bloodwell Vial,
Good choice.
and anyway, it requires attunement by a sorcerer anyway, so technically I shouldn't be able to use it. Because I am technically now not a sorcerer anymore.
Very
you're a
true, my
hexband.
friend.
Very best.
And he is going to offer the Bloodwell Vial to Kiri as we're walking. This
Romantic gesture?
was
Gamer?
this was my prized possession prior to the change,
You'll prove my point even further.
and as you can see, I'm not sure if you remember, it used to contain my blood. That blood,
There's just now a black ick in that vial.
the blood is no longer there. It has been replaced by, I'm not really sure what it is. I can only assume pure energy. It just sort of darts around inside of there, but I have no use for it anymore. And just having it near me makes me feel ill, considering I'm trying to keep too much magic on too many different items. So I thought maybe you'd like it as a souvenir.
Insight check.
Yeah, that's real sweet of you. Thanks. Do you know what it does? Does it still do anything though, or?
Well, do you cast spells?
It's complicated, but I have some magic in me.
Do you have to aim it?
Like I say, it's complicated.
Well, basically, this, both before it stopped working, it would help me aim. Pretty much, it focused my magic. It made it easier to hit things,
that could
and
be handy.
also it would. I'm not sure if you know the ins and outs of how sorcery works compared to regular magic, but I can alter my spells, or I used to be able to alter my spells slightly. This thing would allow me to do it more. Obviously, you not being a sorcerer have no use of that effect, but I don't know. I thought it was a interesting little trinket that you could keep.
I'll take good care of it. And by any luck, with any luck, this person meeting tomorrow will help me learn to control my magic better, and well, maybe you could help me learn to use magic like you do.
Gladly. I will say this magic that I use now is very different. I haven't used any of it yet, but I can feel it. It's different.
Well, maybe like you
I
used
think
to.
some of the skills will be able to transfer though.
Yeah, maybe.
Now I need to try and find myself some armor because considering I'm going to be wielding this sword, I'm going to be getting hit a lot more than what I used to be.
Yeah, so you're heading to the bank right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You arrive at the bank.
Do you have your bank card?
Yeah, my account number is 714327455654. My sort code is 777721. The funny three numbers on the back of the card are 666.
Yeah. Let me just write that down real quick.
Anyway, yeah. So, how much money do you need exactly? Do you know, or do you know roughly how much you're gonna need?
Say, how much money would I need for a decent set of armor? Brad?
How much do you think you need?
Anywhere between 50 and 300.
It depends what kind of armor you're looking for. Its rarity, its magical properties.
I'm looking for a decent set of medium armor. So
Are you looking for something magical or not? It depends what you specifically want.
Actually, I probably don't even want medium armor. I probably want light armor so I get my full dex bonus.
Yeah, you want light armor for your full
Yeah.
dex.
Yeah.
Like I said, it really depends what kind of armor in specific you're looking for. If it's magical or
probably
not.
just some decent like +1 or +2 armor, like light armor.
So +2 leather armor.
Yeah, probably.
Studded.
That's the best
Yeah.
light armor, right? Leather armor.
Studded leather is just a flat upgrade, pretty much.
Yeah.
Probably
So you want just you want a +2 leather armor.
Studded leather, if possible.
Stud leather.
Be a good handful of gold.
Okay. It will cost around 250 to 500 gold. It depends where you go for it. It's
Second,
legit. Like I said, it depends where you go for it.
Okay.
here's 100.
Right, how much is...
And 50 is
Plus-
500.
So carry the 6. Times it by 8. Put it in a flowchart.
Yeah, this will help me a lot. That'll put me at plus. That'll put me at 18 arm class compared to 15. So. And this all means that I don't have to be using mage armor either. So.
Can you use mage armor when you have armor on?
Yes.
Nah.
I think so.
No, you can't.
Oh.
Because it just makes your AC a different number.
Hmm.
And obviously, mage armor is a AC 13 plus your dex modifier. But if obviously I'm wearing armor that's already AC 14, there's no need for mage armor.
Yeah.
So you're at the bank. What are you doing?
So, well, I don't want to just like. So you can use about 500 gold at most for armor, right?
At most, yeah.
At most. Okay. So, and to my understanding, 1 platinum is worth 10 gold, so 10 platinum is 100 gold.
Yes.
Mhm.
So 50
So,
platinum is 500 gold.
yeah, but I'll pull out like. I'll get a bag of, say, 65 platinum. Should cover armor and then any other extras.
What is sorry. What's the name of the account you're pulling it out of?
Fury Anthem?
Be your name.
What is the
Wouldn't it?
name of the account you're pulling it out of?
Fury Anthem. Should be right. Isn't it?
Anthem family.
Yeah.
Okay. And they kind of trottle off in a little bit of surprise.
I've got a question. They did not verify that at all. Like, no verification process happened. If anybody went to any bank ever and just said, "Oh yeah, this is I want money,"
Yeah, I could have just said, fucking Lucano, give me 10,000 flat.
They would know who they wouldn't know who Lincano is. He is the lord of the town. They know
yeah,
when
but
he's pulling money out.
they have no security measures.
Rico, cast disguise self with me.
You don't know what measures they have to know if someone's telling the truth or not with their bank account.
They're using the spell detect lies, zone of truth, something.
Don't go assuming shit.
Oh, yeah,
Anyway.
probably. But saying,
Anyway.
even if it was Zone of Truth, saying Kiri Anthem is the name of the account would still be correct.
Yeah.
Are you trying to find a loophole to take money out of other people's accounts? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, what
here?
I'm
I'm
saying
not.
is, what
I
I'm
don't
saying
know.
is, what I'm saying is, if they asked for like, I don't know, any proof of identification, that would have made me feel more secure about any money put into banks.
Yeah,
in
it's probably
general.
like it's probably magic stuff involved. I mean, it's a magic city in a magic world with powerful magic, so it's probably
there's a lot of magic shit just in general.
exactly. Yeah, it's probably just some magic stuff. Nebulous magic.
Magic.
But yeah, do I get my monies?
They come back and they hand you a bag of 65 gold, 65 platinum.
Hmm. I'll-
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. You too. I shall hand that bag over to Vega, and Vega or Vegas?
Vega.
Vega, yeah, to Vega, and this should be enough.
I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
No
I'll
worries.
try to pay you back eventually.
Hey, don't worry about it. I mean, um, don't worry about the money. Just you can pay him back by teaching me some of your old magic.
I'll certainly try.
And
Yeah. So
you
how?
wanna
So
go
now
up?
I guess I'll go look
Yeah.
for a set of +2
Studded.
studded leather armor.
Yeah. You find one of the local blacksmith shops. And you head inside. You hear the clanking of a hammer against what can assume to be a sword on an anvil. When you walk in, you can feel the heat of the room as well from where they've been crafting all day.
Maybe just in the background, oohing and ahhing at all the weapons and armors.
Yes. Very weapon, much armor.
Okay.
So you've walked in this, so you can hear the clanking of someone crafting in the background.
Sir.
Yes.
Do you happen to have any magical sets of studded leather?
Hold on a second. You hear the sizzle of a sword going into a bucket of water, and he walks to the front. A very gruff, human, not too, fairly muscular, covered in grease and shit, not literal shit. Magical armor, you say?
Yes, specifically studded leather. I'm looking for a middle of the way magical variant.
He produces a +1 set of studded leather. This is a slightly lower grade of solid leather armor. It'll do the trick against arrows and daggers and things alike to that.
Anything slightly better?
He goes out back and you can hear rummaging. You can see him throwing a hammer behind him, like you can look at the doorway where he went back, and you can see him chucking shit behind him as he's searching through his collection, and he comes back out with this slightly dusted set of studded leather armor. The studs made of a black steel alloy. This is slightly better shit. This is what you're looking for?
Wait, so what'd you say it was? I think you cut out for me.
This is the +2 studded leather armor.
Yes.
It's made of it's a dark steel alloy for the studs.
Yes, this will do. This will do nicely. How much?
300 gold, mate.
Bit steep, no? Any chance you can do a bit better?
This is pretty high tier armor for lightweight classification. 300's pretty fucking reasonable in my opinion.
I mean, take the deal.
Other vendors, they'd run you for a lot more money for this kind of thing.
You know what? Fair. You're right. I'll pay your 300.
You'll raise you 100.
That's also gonna be 15 gold in tax.
What a
Oh,
bastard!
it's America.
What a fucking
Oh,
stingy
no.
bastard!
Tax?
Oh, attack this
What
man's
kind
face.
of tax?
Dark steel alloy is hard to make.
Yeah, that's why I'm paying you 300 gold.
I'd have stuff specially imported. That's just fairly reasonable.
Is that my problem?
Do you want the armor?
No, leave.
I'll give you 1 platinum, not 15. Not 15 gold, I'll give you 1 platinum.
No equals 310 gold. Fine.
Nice.
So you get 31 platinum.
You got 31 instead of 31 and a half. Deals, people, deals. That's what
It's
we're
only,
working
it's only 5 gold difference.
for.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he also
and-
didn't have. He also doesn't have to break the platinum into gold now. He's still got
Exactly.
the platinum in whole platinum. You know.
Yeah,
can
that's
pretend
gonna
he's
be
really
good
rich.
until that's gonna be good until we walk into a store who's like, you know, the stores that don't accept £50 notes. They
Oh,
only
yeah.
accept. They only accept
Yeah,
20
no,
and
they
below.
only accept Electrum.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's where we're gonna end session today. It's 8 minutes before normal end time. Some of us seem a little bit tired and we're cracking too many fucking jokes to keep on track. I'm gonna call session here.
Nah, it's not too many jokes.
Yeah, sure. Tell Go Whoosh at the big swords.
This isn't the end time you're looking for.
Anyway,
Look, just be happy I didn't
Kiri-
ask
Kiri
for a
likes
set of
swords,
the
that's-
fanciest tailcoats. Okay?
fanciest,
Because I saw that as an option in the armor section.
fanciest tail code.
Yeah.
yeah. You'll be run for even more of your fucking money.
Oi,
Uh,
my money.
Remember who gave you the power to access that money.
It's not my money, technically.
Anyway, but yeah, that's what